Welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. I'm Jody, and along with my long-distance bestie Amanda, we live to break down all the things we love to hate. Each week, we scour TV, TikTok, and pop culture and deliver you our unfiltered, snarky takes on everything. Take a moment to subscribe on YouTube so you catch all our live streams and shows, and follow the links in the banner to subscribe to our free weekly podcast and 2 Patreon shows, We Love to Hate TV and Total Request Podcast, where you request the shows and we break them down. Once subscribed, you have instant access to our massive library of hundreds of past shows and recaps. We promise you'll love it. And listen, we're all friends here, so let us hear from you in the comments. We love getting to know you, and we hope you enjoy the show. All right, let's go. Hello, and welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. I'm Jody.
And I'm Amanada. Welcome and happy Monday to everyone. God, did you see all the action going on behind the scenes during that whole thing? Were you getting nervous?
Doing a little dance.
I was like thinking about maybe I should use the bathroom. Oh wait, I'm gonna blow my nose. Oh wait, now I should repowder my entire face with powder. Anyway, welcome.
Welcome to another wonderful week of Browntown and everything Sister Wives. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about everything in Hot Topics. Love is Blind. I can't wait for the series to wrap up this week and next week. Documentaries, Anatomy of Lies, Love on the Run, Fanatical about Tegan and Sarah. Can't wait to... Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's a Canadian thing. Sweet Bobby. We were just treated to so many documentaries. Golden Bachelorette, SNL, lots and lots of Sister Wives stuff on Browntown. But what's coming up this week, you ask? Well. I know everyone's like dying for a little housekeeping, aren't we?
All right. Do you want me to
another shot of Robyn's beautiful kitchen?
Never gets old. She still needs to clean it.
First and foremost, in housekeeping, we need to thank our newest members, right?
Yeah, we have there are 2, Queen Donnie and Shannon Rogers. These are YouTube members. And you guys can join us on YouTube. You're getting the exact same thing as in Patreon, both Patreons. There's 2 tiers, and it's all video. Except Patreon's a little better because there's like a backlog of 7,000 episodes. But if you just want to mess with YouTube only, check it out here. So welcome.
Keep your eyes peeled for some new merch that I'll be working on this week. So getting that all set to go. And over on Patreon, on tiers 2, or I was going to say tiers 2 and above, but tier 2 and above is Groomzilla Part 2. That's season 12, episode 2. Another turner. Over on, you know what, you love it, Girl Dinner. We have leftovers, which is basically stream of consciousness. I don't even remember what we talked about.
You're just like, we're just like listing off thing, and I'm like, I don't even remember what that was. It's all stuff from weeks ago that we just kind of can.
Yeah.
We drop out of the actual main feed. But
I remember us being like, okay, this is getting to be a long episode. Let's wrap it up, because we could have made that like a 4-hour episode. Yeah. And your celebrity crush, the love of your life, Mike Mitchell on Total Request Podcast. A pilot
we did not like this.
Of I always want to say what in the world, but that's not it. What's going on with Mike Mitchell? Amazing. Hey, when can we watch you and John on Pod in the City?
Okay, everyone come join us on Pod in the City. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. we do a little weekly roundup. But you guys did so good last week when I begged on my hands and knees. Can you go and subscribe to our channel? You guys did so good. So please go over now. You can go now and do it and click subscribe. I promise nothing even happened last week, so it's not going to bother you. But just go and hit subscribe. We just need like 200 more. And then we're going to start rolling in that those sweet pennies. So thank you.
That's right.
Okay. Is that it? Oh, we should talk about the Patreon thing, right?
Okay, yeah. So here's the deal. This is not an us thing. This is an Apple podcast thing. And this is going to apply to any of your podcasts, not just us, any podcast that you subscribe to on Patreon, whatever you have going on there, keep it going on, right? This is for new subscriptions. So if you are thinking of signing up for Patreon, here's what I think our suggestion would be. Go to patreon.com directly and sign up for your Patreon subscriptions wherever there. If you click the link, and I will put the link in the comments as well, and they're also in the show description. If you want to sign up on Patreon too, again, any Patreon, every creator on Patreon is getting the same thing. If you want to sign up on Patreon via the Apple Podcast app, so you see it and you're like, okay, cool, I want to do their Patreon. You click on it. It's going to be like a whole other way to sign up. The billing is different. It's
and you
going
get
to be like
charged
a
30%
higher
more,
price.
right? Yeah, like you will get charged more.
Yes. So do what you may. If you want to sign up through Apple Podcasts and pay more, so be it. Like we don't get that difference. Your creators don't get the difference.
We're not rich and wealthy and have money constantly rolling in like Kody and Robyn.
Right. So basically our suggestion would be any Patreon subscription that you want to have moving forward, go and do it directly on patreon.com. Don't go through Apple because Apple's going to get a big just surcharge to keep for themselves. And, it is what it is. We're fighting for the little guys, right?
Yeah, the little guys,
Full season. Why not?
Man.
That's right. Should we get into some hot topics, Amanda?
Yeah, really quickly. Let me say, everyone's saying how good we look in the comments. Yeah, I'm feeling.
I think
very tiny.
we kind of
I did a little break.
Hair.
Hey, Jody, good thing I put a bra on. I had I'm like, should I put a bra on? And Jody's like, no, it looks fine. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna watch it back later and hate it. I'm glad I did because the people are clamoring over these boobs.
I tried to match like a little Christmassy theme today to go with this week's episode. I made my family disappear. But let's get into some hot topics. We
All right, let me play that little thingy. There we go. I forgot about that air at the end.
Laugh every time. We had a big weekend, you and I.
Oh yeah. Well, this is just a picture.
Beautiful little creatures.
These my aunt's dog Callie is here. She's like, can I drop off Callie tomorrow at like 5:30? And I was like, sure, because she gets mad at me when I don't. Because I don't listen when she talks. I just, so she's probably told me 20 times like where she's going and that she is going on a trip. And I was too scared to be like, where are you going? Because she's probably told me 100 times. So I was like, sure. And I was like, so what time's your flight home? And she's like, oh, Wednesday.
What time is your departure?
Yeah, right. Well, anyway.
What time are you getting on the road air? Train, boat.
Anyway, but this is how big this they're just very cute, and Whiskey's very cute, and she's asleep over here on the couch. I'm not gonna fuck with anything.
She's gotten so big.
She's enormous. My dad might take her.
You didn't put a picture of your dad.
I didn't throw it up here, but he might take her. We'll see. But I'm like when we actually get into the episode, I'll probably move her into the crate. I have like a Kong ready. I have treats. I'm trying to keep everything mellow this morning.
Oh, nice. Okay, what else did you do this weekend?
Oh my god. Okay, so my mom's whole side of the family, the women, were all in town for a baby shower. And they were here for 3 days. And it was 3 days in a row of family. And I had a date that I did not cancel in the middle of it. So last night, I could feel my body just shutting down from like my eyebrows down to my toes. It was like, no, you're done. You're done. So I went to this baby shower though, and they had I needed to take a picture of this for all of y'all because could go to the other one. This is just candy, but there's a caramel apple bar. I remember how I never had one before, and everyone was on.
I can't believe you haven't had one.
I had one. I didn't really like it. It was not very good.
Okay, now I'm really glad that you brought this up.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't like
Well,
the taste of it.
Okay, let's talk caramel apples, and then I'm gonna have some more questions about this baby shower. Okay, so first of all, you never had a caramel apple?
I told you I've never had a candy apple or a caramel apple because my mom never let me have them because they were going to break my teeth, Amanda.
Okay, well, you're in your 40s now, so there's no excuse for that, but that was a really good try.
But I was scared of my own teeth. We don't get dental insurance up here.
Okay, well, you're not, but now I would say a candy apple, perhaps, who Positively Awesome Isaac is a big fan of candy apples because
they come up on my feed.
They're in Disney Snow White. So I love a good caramel apple. I especially love, like, okay, we've talked about this before, caramel, pecan, little drizzle of chocolate. I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but you need to have that like turtle-esque.
I dipped it in score pieces. And
I like that.
Maybe the caramel was, I don't know. I don't like it.
Okay,
it had a weird
hold on.
taste. It tasted
Take a
different
look
than
here.
nothing.
So they have, I see like little toffee bits, maybe some Oreo. Is that Oreo?
Sure.
Probably peanuts, maybe some almonds.
I don't know. I wrapped it in score. But I mean, I ate it. It wasn't like disgusting, but I don't know.
Well, you got sliced apples. That's your first problem. Marshmallow. Okay, so I can appreciate what they're doing there. And that looks like some sort of chocolate or fudge and caramel.
Did you want me to be walking around with an entire apple full of caramel?
No, but I don't think that is the proper. That's not the proper caramel apple experience. It has to be on the big caramel. Then you can slice it off. I would recommend against biting directly into it. Not going to be the same.
It was the score. Because I love score. It's my favorite. It's my favorite candy. But for some, I don't know. It was a different taste than I was expecting. Go back to this candy apple thing. Remember when Isaac did that video where he was like standing over the well and he's like, "I'm wishing."
That was generous. That was really a generous impersonation, but of course I do. And I actually kind of miss him.
I haven't thought of him.
I miss Positively Awesome Isaac TikTok.
Yeah, I just got kind of nostalgic about that. I got a cameo from him. He's like, "Hi, Amanda."
Yeah.
She's very sweet.
I did have an artisanal caramel apple that was on clearance at the grocery store. Don't think that really counts, but I too had a family weekend. Adam's mom and kids came for the weekend, and we went apple picking. We got a full peck of apples. We are like up to the gills in apples. I can't wait. All the apples I can while we're picking. And they had caramel apples at like their little, it's like a little food truck thing. It was like a little small local place. And so weird because you showed those apples and they were sliced. They were selling caramel apples and it was like, oh, you can get like caramel, nuts, whipped cream as a topping for it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's up my alley. I'm going to pass for now on the cider apple donut things and get that. Totally different. Totally different. That doesn't count. So all that to say, you need to get an actual.
I think I'm all good. I don't really like apples.
She doesn't like apples. She says.
Well, okay, I would never like.
I don't think you've tried the right apple.
What?
You haven't tried the right apple variety. Golden Delicious.
I've tried apples. Okay. Remember the apple game you played as a kid? You throw an apple to each other, and like if you lose it and it like rolls into the mud, you have to like take a bite from the apple. As you like, but like, so if it rolls in the mud and there's like a little piece of poo on it or something, you can bite from the other side. But then it gets more complicated as you do it because now there's bites sticking out and it's sticking to the white part even more. It's pretty fun game.
Oh, no. Anyway, I'm a huge dork for apple picking. I love it.
Okay. Well,
you should go.
I would never do that.
You walk through, you get to eat all the apples you want and fill up your bag.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not my thing.
Okay, I turned into a huge freaking nerd and like I demand
you're like more
normal togetherness.
I'm very antisocial. I would feel like
and we went in a corn maze.
Acting. What?
And a corn maze.
Oh.
You ever go through any of those? Do they have corn in Canada?
I don't remember reading corn.
Oh, ew, was that like a poo joke? I don't like that, Amanda.
Corey, yeah, it's a Carol
Gross.
Channing joke, if you couldn't tell by that obvious, amazing impression.
Ew. Okay.
What else? Is that
Carol Channing, isn't that Jam Tomorrow?
it?
Jam
Yeah. We were
yesterday.
doing a tour of Hello Dolly, and apparently the lore is that one of the like ensemble members like heard her in the bathroom, and she was like, "Corn? I don't remember reading corn." I mean, it probably did not happen.
That's so vile. Gross.
By the way, really quickly, guys, what are we doing here? Smash that like and
That's
subscribe.
right.
I should have for my other channel, but not this one. Keep
Okay.
keep
All right. Now I'm waiting to download and process this sound up in the comments because I don't think that you've watched this yet, and I'm dying to talk about it. Love is Blind, season 7.
I
You have
saw
not watched
that
it.
the reunion is like next Wednesday.
Yes.
So I'm gonna watch that because I feel like they're gonna at a reunion they play like the like best of moments, right?
Oh, okay.
I'll get the gist, and I'm sure Vanessa will be drunk and like Nick will be like visibly
Hey
hating
guys,
her.
I'm Nick Lachey.
And she's like, "Oh, Nick, I gave him an ultimatum," and he's just
Not
like,
everyone can get a man like mine, right, ladies? Like, no one wants Nick Lachey. Nor do any of us think you're cool, and she doesn't look that great. Okay, anyway, so there's 2 couples that we already know, at least 2, that are not going to be getting married. Okay, so one of them is this chick named Alex. Alex is with this guy named Tim. I find Tim fine. Like, I think he's like a good guy. I have not liked this chick from the get-go. Interested to hear what you guys think of her in the comments. She's always, I appreciate her pillow work here. I wanted to screenshot just to, but she always has some pillow energy with her. Meaning, for example, this is a photo of her meeting his parents for the first time. Amanda, what do you see in this photo? First time meeting his parents. Look at her.
Oh, the outfit for one. Hand in the pocket.
Yes. Thank you. You already got it.
Okay.
Hand on the pocket. First time meeting your fiance's parents on national TV, and like you're like, oh, hi. She just has this like lazy, frumpy sort of like energy about her. And in this last episode, she meets his parents, and then after filming Wrapped, come to find out she was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm just going to go take a nap. And his parents had driven in 10 hours to meet her.
Oh
so he was pissed. He was like,
I feel like that is such an Amanda move, like to the nth degree. I have done that.
When he met her parents, he cooked all the dinner. When they left, he did all the dishes. He was the one facilitating all the conversations. And she was just like, just sitting there. And she's like a fashion influencer, meaning her Instagram is full of some woman that looks nothing like her, but in an alternate universe where face tuning is the norm. Sure. So these 2, he basically said like, I'm not marrying you. I never want to see you again, and left. So they're done. And I think it's very well deserved. I do not like her.
And this was after the parent meeting. He was like,
yes.
Oh, maybe I'll watch that episode.
Oh, it's really good. So then there's this guy named Tyler. Tyler is with Ashley, and a lot has come up about this guy, and it's kind of confusing. So he and Ashley had talked about, as they do in the pods, you know what they say in the pods? One day in the pods is like 3 months dating. That's what they all like to tell everyone. It's totally accelerated.
I feel like that's the same theory about dating that Christine has taken with David.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So, and I love how these people who, most of them are like, well, I've never had a serious relationship or long-term relationship, or even if they had, they have such wisdom about marriage, and they have a lot to say, a lot of insight from these people who have never been married, and they're like 25, and you're like, oh, tell me more about what you know about life. he comes in and they decide they want to have kids someday. Then it comes out that he actually has 3
I do know this.
biological children.
I did
Okay.
see this on TikTok. Okay.
So it took me a while because at first they were like, oh no, the baby mama, came out and whatever. Where I am caught up on TikTok is that he was a sperm donor for this really good friend of his and her wife. And they had a
Right.
son.
I saw her doing like I need to speak my truth
Yes.
videos.
But then she had twin girls who were conceived unplanned naturally. And they were living
What a
together.
night.
He went to all the doctor's appointments. He helped raise them for like the first 2
With the
years they were
same
living
woman.
together.
The same
Yes.
girl? The lesbian.
Yes. So she must be, I mean, who cares, whatever you want to call her, straight, bi, gay, whatever.
I think drunk might be more the word. There was a night of drunken debauchery.
Well, what it all comes down to, like, listen, if you're a sperm donor or whatever, like, I was a gestational surrogate twice. Who am I to talk? Do whatever you want to do. But he lied to her, not only never bringing up kids, which I think is an important thing, even if you were a legitimate sperm donor, egg donor, whatever, being like, I do have biological children out there, just so you know. Not only did he not say that, he said when she asked him after she found out about the kids, like, so do they know about you? And he's like, not that I know of. And there's like photos of him like at the delivery and like with the young kids who are all hanging all over him. So weird. Men lie.
I
Did
know,
you
oh
know
my
that?
God. Well, wait till you hear about the
You
one movie
know
that I
that?
watched. Yeah, do you know that? Wait, let me find it. Oh, yes. I don't think that would really even faze me if the guy told me that. I would be like, do I need to meet them? And how old are they? Are they in the sticky era still? I don't think it would
Yeah.
faze me. Would that faze you if you found out like 2 months later, like, oh yeah, I'm a sperm donor and like kids exist? I wouldn't
The
even
sperm
think.
donor part wouldn't bother me.
Oh, the other situation, yes, of course. Because that also
Yeah.
that seems like it's way more complicated than just that.
And because it's the lie too.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's a big thing to omit. Like,
Yeah.
that is a circumstance where you're lying by omission when you have in-depth talks about having children, and that is an
For
important
sure.
thing to bring up.
No, I would not marry
So
him at all. Is she going to still marry him?
I think they're talking about it, but on the show, she's still under the impression, "Oh, he's just a sperm donor." So it'll be neat to see.
Oh, okay, I like that. See, that's why everyone still is hating Sister Wives because of the time jump, but I like it. I love knowing it's like we know things that they don't
Yeah,
know
because
what
this was
we're
a year
filming.
ago.
Yeah.
Because it was like Thanksgiving,
Okay.
Christmas last year.
Wow.
Okay, so now there's this chick who her name's Hannah.
Okay, so
I
I'm
wanna
hearing
point
her
this
name being
out.
thrown all around, and she's the one that went on Ozempic recently, right?
And then she stopped, and now she's super skinny. She said that she, like, got sick on Ozempic, didn't work for her, and now she's really thin. And I'm like, "Sounds to me like maybe it did work."
Yeah.
Like, maybe
It sounds
you were
really
sick and didn't eat, but anyway.
you're on Ozempic.
Same
Okay.
thing. Hey, more power to you, however you lose it.
From what
I
I
hated
hear,
this
though,
night.
it wasn't the Ozempic part that is like that wasn't not the problem because she was already good looking. Is that she like sucks as a person? Is what I know.
Yes.
Situation.
And this dress in particular is bugging me because if you notice, it
Oh,
looks
I
like she
noticed.
has small boobs.
This is how my boob would have looked if I hadn't put on a bra. It would have like this shirt would have ridden up halfway up one.
This entire
like
night at his parents' house, I wanted to yank that
Yeah,
little elastic thing down and put it under her boob. I
but
was
you
feeling
can
it on my
feel
own.
that, can't you?
Yeah.
Does she know that?
Apparently not. And she also has like no self-awareness whatsoever. So she is also the one that we talked about last week that was wearing the leather
Oh my gosh,
blazer
yeah.
while she's
Yeah.
cooking.
In the
And she's got long boobs. Like, girl needs to put a bra on. Coming from a girl that has big boobs, lift those suckers up. She also took photos with him, like their engagement photos, wearing an outdoor long plaid wool coat. Like, I don't understand this like boxy look she's going for. I don't understand it. He also really enjoys this white t-shirt with this high neck that you will also see in every other scene that he is filmed in. He's really leaning into this thing. She gives him like basically zero chance to ever make mistakes. I do think he is like a man child, like little old man
Okay.
boy. But she's also very, very harsh. And she says things I would want to say, but it is her delivery that is so awful and so bitchy. But I also just liked
Is
this
she
photo because
worse
I
than
feel
that Irina girl from last year?
I don't know if I even remember her.
Yeah,
I
you
have
do.
to
It was
see her
with
photo.
Micah and then that girl that was like not that
Oh,
hot. And like she was a total bitch to that one kind of weirdo guy that like wrote that song. And then he ended up with that other girl.
oh God. It's vaguely coming to me. I
And
don't
then
know, but
okay,
this girl is
never mind.
like a total bitch. But I like this photo because despite the fact that she can be really mean and nasty, every woman has been at this point where you're like listing on your fingers or want to be like, first of all, you're messy. I pick up all your shit. Second of all, I've told you 300 times. Third of all, like she is
Oh,
going
okay.
through it in there. um, but they suck. She told him, we're not getting married. And he's stunned. He's like really surprised, which is also is like, well, she's obviously right if you are totally shocked by this revelation that she doesn't want to
You know
marry
what? I
you.
feel like most men are shocked when this happens because generally, like the woman is actually takes time to think about things and they kind of let it
Mm,
fester and put up with all this shit. And then when it finally happens, the man's like, "What?"
yeah. Well, she also is caught on her microphone during a night out with the girls,
I
just
love a hot mic.
bashing how he fucks her, that like he doesn't want to go down on her. She has to teach him he like screws like he's an 18-year-old, and she has to it's
Oh, that's so mean.
but this guy in the pods, he would always talk about how he was like in the NFL for a little bit, whatever, but he was like a
Oh,
kicker, which is one of the jobs I said I know I can do.
okay.
You could be a professional kicker on the NFL right now. Actually, I think he played for the CFL, the Canadian League.
Oh, where we do it in I don't think we use yards. I think we use like meters.
Oh,
And our
meters.
football field is like a little littler. It's a little
It's
bit smaller.
trying. It's someday
Although I
it'll
can
be like
guarantee you that
American
I could
football.
not be a kicker because I've finally reached the stage of needing my cane to even like before I sit up in bed, the cane needs to be within like
I
reachable.
still think you could do it. I don't think it's that hard.
Okay. I guess if
A
I did like
kicker
side of my
punter,
foot,
like
if I kick the ball on the numb part, there's a big chunk of numb.
yeah,
Probably go for days.
you could probably be the best kicker in the league.
I could better than O.J. Simpson was a kicker.
I don't think he was a kicker.
A
He
kicker,
was a
linebacker,
lineman.
quarterback. This is a good one. Tom Brady is a quarterback. Yards.
You guys know. You guys know. We don't need to tell you. Okay. Also, more men suck on Love is Blind. Now, this guy, so this is Marissa and Ramses, also spelled Ramses.
Ramesses. Is it like from the Bible? Is it? Okay, so it's probably not Ramesses.
She says Ramses, but it looks like Ramses.
Okay.
Now, I didn't like this guy from the get-go. There was just like something about him where I'm like, okay, it's too much. It's like the curly hair, the fade, and the braids, and we're dressing.
The braids
like
are pretty
hipster.
intense. Also the pants, the way his pants are, I don't know if they airbrush it, but he looks like a Ken doll.
Yeah, and like he prides himself on being like this uber feminist. Like everything. They're the two people that are like, no, it's like so crazy. It's like we're the same person. We like finish each other's sentences. We're the same person. Well, they were until Marissa. I mean, get ready.
Oh my God, I really hate those braids. I hate them. I would snip those off real quick.
I mean, I know. I feel like wouldn't that like hurt?
It's weird.
Like ugh.
If the sensory part of it would bother me, that there's like one particular part of my head that's being pulled a little more than everything else, that would really be a sensory issue.
Like, I feel like it would catch on things and I'd be like, ow, like I would like,
oh yeah, that's
leading with your braids there.
By the way, Jody, just for everyone listening who didn't know, OJ Simpson was a running back. We knew that.
Running back.
And a running back is something that I could have pulled out of the air as a position.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I would have said running back.
Yeah. Almost I knew like a tight end or like a receiver.
I also know what a running back does.
A center, obviously.
Okay. Well.
Shortstop. Hello. Okay, no, that's baseball. Okay. All right. So anyway, so this guy Ramses, Marissa, now these two have been like hitting it off left and right. Her mom is batshit crazy.
There's always one.
We don't meet his family. I don't think, but okay, whatever. She ends up getting sick. Okay. She doesn't feel good. She has her period. Her commute where they have them living in these apartments is like 2 hours from her job. So she's going 2 hours that way, 2 hours back. She tells him that she's sick. She doesn't feel good. She has PMS. And guess what? Guess what a man might be upset about, that he's pouting about.
He can't have sex?
Yeah.
Is that really? He actually like said that out loud?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's totally fine. It's totally fine. He's not mad or anything. It's totally fine. He just wants to make sure that it's not going to always be like this. And like, what reassurance is he going to get that it's not always going to be like this? Because he also needs to get his needs met. And, it's like a two-way street. And in no way is he trying to be like, oh no, you should have sex with me. But he just needs to know that it's not going to happen again. And she's like, well, I told you I'm sick. I have PMS. He's like, no, that's totally fine. But like, I just need to know like that it's not always going to be this way.
Don't you know that women can just take Advil?
But I'm a feminist.
On our feet. Yeah, I'm a feminist. If you ask my ex-boyfriend, Bacon Fingers, he would tell you that Amanda's on her period 30 days out of the month. Because by the end of my period.
Also, get this. She doesn't want to go on birth control. And he doesn't want to wear a condom. So guess who's upset? Ramses. He doesn't think it's very kind of her that he will have to sacrifice his sexual pleasure wearing a condom.
Well, to be fair, her sexual pleasure is reduced as well with a condom.
Right. But she's like, I don't like the way my body feels on birth control. So like, I don't know what we're going to do. And he's like, well, I don't want to wear a condom. And she's like, okay, then I guess like we need to be ready to face that consequence. Like we wouldn't want to have kids this early, but if I got pregnant, like, I guess like that would be something that we would do. And he's like, no, it's not going to work for me. So he's like basically the world's best feminist, right? I mean, look at him. Obviously, he's a great guy because he has braids and he says he's a feminist.
Oh, she's like beautiful too. Get out of here.
I am not looking at the comments, but I hope I'm not the only one like thinking this guy is a total.
No one's liking anyone really in the comments. No,
okay, great.
Don't worry, we're all
great.
On the right side here.
Yeah, like there was something worse than, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of oh God, James Franco wearing like the Me Too pin while he is actively being exposed for Me Tooing people, like his acting school, where you're like, oh, well, you must really mean it if you wear the pin and announce
Franco.
yourself.
When
as
you
a
said
feminist.
James Franco, I thought James Corden, and then I just this whole time I've been remembering when he like was like dancing through the streets in like a rat costume or something, and like thrusting his dick against like car windows and shit. Remember that?
America's sweetheart, huh?
One of our best TRP episodes was when Jody made me watch like 3 episodes of Carpool Karaoke.
I believe with Celine Dion.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Madonna.
That was also
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
That was the bad one where they sang One Day More with Lin-Manuel, Jane Krakowski, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. There's someone else real weird in there. Audra McDonald. Girl, what are you doing? You don't need this.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
She's gonna be the next Mama Rose on Gypsy. Mama Rose and Gypsy on Broadway.
Oh,
I know you don't.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
So I know we were going to talk about. Let me go.
The Love Is Blind is done. I will watch the finale or the weddings haven't happened yet, right?
The weddings have not happened. That'll be Wednesday.
Okay, so I'll watch that because those wedding specials, usually I would just fast forward to the wedding part. So I'll just watch the whole episode. It will tell us the whole backstory in each couple, right?
I guess.
You want me to sit and watch this whole thing?
That's fine.
Well, you never told me anything about it.
I think you should watch it. I think you could skip the last 2 episodes. Or the first 2 episodes, I mean. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Amanda. Okay, right. This you will watch. This is a documentary called Anatomy of Lies. It is on Peacock, and it is about your favorite show.
I finally fell off because I knew I would have to pay for Grey's Anatomy. And as we know, I'm on a let's learn how to save money journey right now. So that was one of the first things to go. I would have had to buy the whole season of Grey's Anatomy just for a bit. Like literally, It would just be for the bit of irritating you and Joan. So. Okay, well, it's not worth that. You've already annoyed us enough. You don't need to spend any more money. I'm totally joking. And there's so many other ways that you can continue to irritate us. You don't need Grey's Anatomy. Stop using it as a crutch.
Okay, so this documentary, it's 3 episodes. It's really good. I had no idea about this scandal. It was one of the writers for Grey's Anatomy named Elizabeth Finch. You might recognize her as the nurse on the far right here, right in front on the far right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
That's a good episode. That's a really good episode, by the way.
Well, babe, that episode, I think she was like nominated for an Emmy, or it was like an acclaimed episode. It was actually parts of that episode were stolen from another writer on the show who had like confided in her. I don't want to give you too many spoilers because I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet.
Out in the previews for the thing, so I think everyone goes in.
Okay,
right? Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
I knew what it was already.
It's a crazy story. A lot of people are comparing it to that podcast, which I think is going to be a show too, Scamanda. Where she fakes cancer. She just involves all of these people and kind of steals their tragedies and their trauma.
Meg here says the documentary was years. Oh, sorry. Meg says, I thought I knew the story, but it's so much worse. So yeah, I think everyone goes in knowing kind of the general knowledge, but I am excited to see this for sure.
It left me with the same feeling after The Woman Who Wasn't There with Tanya Head, where you're like, where is she? Like, we need to find her right now. What's she doing? Who's she scamming?
Jackie Overton doppelganger, basically. Not really, but they have the same exact energy.
It is a weird energy. You're going to really like this, especially because you watched Grey's. But you don't need to know anything about Grey's Anatomy. I don't know shit. It's not like that important part of the story. But if you watch Grey's, it's going to be great.
Grey's is on. I can watch it on Peacock. Boots is asking. I already have a Peacock account from my wonderful friend Jody. But thank you.
There you
go.
If
I can watch it on Peacock, then that means that I can give weekly updates on Grey's. Perfect. Best day of my life.
I think my account might be up.
I changed the password. Oh, I forgot what it was. Darn it, I'll send it later. And then I just get sick of asking for it.
Sorry. Stop. Okay, so you watched a documentary that I had watched last week. This is a well-known story.
You did watch it.
Maybe this is someone who looks more like Jackie Overton. And this is a Netflix documentary, Jailbreak, Love on the Run.
She's like
Casey White and is it Vicky White? I think it's Vicky, right?
Vicky White. They both. Yeah. There was an option here on like what to watch, and I'm like, here's the list of things I need to watch for this week. So pick something, and it's like Golden Girls, and just like that, Stargate, Bones. Then this. Bones.
Oh, by the way, I asked Adam's mom about Bones.
Oh, you did?
And she's like, oh, I love that show. She's like, but it's tongue in cheek. I'm like, oh yeah, well, it was an episode where it like had a crossover with another show at the time, Sleepy Hollow. Adam from the couch. He's like, oh, I remember that show, Sleepy Hollow. I was like, don't
Oh,
tell me anymore.
after doing thorough investigation, this is on a TRP that's going to air in a couple of weeks, but wait, I mean, we're both like, huh? We're like looking, we're like, is Ichabod Crane a real person from history? Anyway.
Headless Horseman?
Yeah.
Ichabod Crane?
You guys, fun fact, Ichabod Crane is not the Headless Horseman. Who knew?
No. Yeah.
Well, where was I going?
Apparently it was much better during earlier seasons.
Sleeping
and then Bones.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is the list. We narrowed it down to. You didn't have any interest in watching Sister Wives or well, that's weird. Golden Girls. Anyway, we was between that, what you were just talking about, and the Anatomy of a Scandal. So the choices were between Fake Cancer and Jail. Went with Jail. I kind of wish we would watch Fake Cancer, but this was good. I don't know. It is only one part, which I appreciate. Yeah. I feel like it was a lot of filler, but I genuinely did not remember what happened like at the end. I remember when that case was going on. It's a prison guard who helps this guy who's like 8 feet tall. He's a giant. He's like Andre the Giant size. Yes, I felt uncomfortable just seeing him on like CCTV footage.
Oh, Vicky knew what she was doing. She wanted to be so cold, so tiny. The tiniest worker in that whole place.
God, they played some of the. Oh God, they're talking about like, we had all access to all of their sex to their phone sex, and I said out loud, "Oh my God, I hope they play that." And then they did, and then within a couple of minutes, I'm like, I can't. I don't want this. I feel like we should be listening to this. But I remember when that whole story was going on, because the whole world was like, "Get it, yeah."
Love on the run. They're doing it. And they're both of them have the same last name. What more could you ask for?
Obvious love. And we're all rooting for them. And I forgot how it ended. So I guess we don't need to spoil that. But when it tells you like how it ended, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But
well, I think it's still kind of up in the air what happened in the truck.
Oh, well, true. But I didn't know that happened.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway. So there's a part in the beginning where I'm like, women, we need to do a little better for ourselves here. Because first, just him, it's like he's the greatest guy in the world. Like this woman, by all accounts, everyone loved her. Like she's greatest person to work with, super responsible.
I'm trying to get my face to be halfway between. It's like half her face.
You'd have to unmirror your camera. Yeah.
God damn it. Well, forget that.
But by all accounts, she was very responsible. And so like, this is the guy that somehow made her break bad. And the conversation, he's like, I just love you. I want to like touch you all over. And I just want to kiss you right on the lips. And I'm like, this is what it takes. This is all it takes for us. And a lot of the other people were like, this guy gets booked in for domestic violence, strangulation, attempted murder. And then everyone's talking about it like, you would never know that he's a bad guy. He was so charming and nice. And like, so it was impossible to know that this was going to happen. And it's like, but you did know what his rap sheet was as a guard. You were aware that he was in jail for actual domestic violence, attempted murder, strangulation, and other prison guards were like, he was so nice to me. I loved that guy.
Okay. Well, devil's advocate here, literally. Okay. O.J. Simpson didn't kill everyone he met either. Some people say he was the greatest, nicest guy ever. The best running quarter receiver in the biz.
Yes. Right. But O.J. was Simpson. O.J. was Simpson. O.J. was innocent.
Right.
That's not a really fair comparison.
He beat the charges.
He beat the charges. It might have been his son might have been involved. Did you like this documentary? I think it's worth a watch. Like
I did. I thought it was good. And I knew the story. I thought it was great.
It's crazy how in plain sight the whole thing was. Because it happened and I was like, wait, they just left?
Yeah, like showed them leaving. He's just walking behind her. I don't even want my kids walking behind me up the stairs. I'm afraid someone's gonna like
all man who's been arrested
I'm
for
always
domestic
afraid
violence.
someone's gonna be like right up behind me. Nope.
Well, and so
Nope.
I was like, I guess this is, I guess, a little spoiler alert, kind of, but like they went to all these hotels along the way. And I'm just like, what was their like plan here? Because like my plan, I guess, would just be to go drive until you're over the border, right? Just drive.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Yep.
but like then we're like, well, maybe I think that they weren't actually expecting to get away. So I think they got in
They
the car,
were.
they got out the doors, and they were like, no.
Oh, I think they were ready because they had a couple like dummy cars or like getaway cars
Why were they
where they were
staying in
gonna dump one,
hotels
then dump
though?
another.
The
Because
hotel, like
all
they
they
were just getting
needed to
coffee.
do, all they needed to do was get to the Appalachian Mountains and go disappear in there, which people do.
Yeah.
But they were seeing their mistake was that dumb car in the car wash. They dumped it in a wrong place.
And then they
I
tried to spray paint the one car.
Oh God, yeah, that's not gonna work.
So yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's very unfortunate, the whole thing. But like, I don't know, men.
Ah, man, I know. Who knew? Who knew?
Who knew?
Okay, so what else do we have? It's like documentary crazy. Oh, okay, so this is one that I watched last night, and it's called Fanatical: The Catfishing of Tegan and Sarah on Hulu.
Oh my god! Oh, I can't watch
Now,
this. There's 420
do
people.
you know about Tegan and Sarah?
Why? I know the names, but I don't know why.
Okay, well, they are Canadian. They're twin women. They're both gay, I believe. And they like started out when they were younger, and apparently, according to them, and according to this documentary, they are bigger than Britney and Michael Jackson and O.J. Simpson combined.
They're Calgarians, Jillian says.
Well, I'm shocked you didn't know because I would say 80% of this documentary was trying to convince everyone how crazy famous they are, how fame works. I found them, I'm probably going to get shit for this. I found them to
Never
be
seen these people in my life.
insufferable. I could not stand it. And it's getting okay reviews, but it's basically a catfishing thing where like,
Okay.
I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, someone pretended to be Tegan of Tegan and Sarah, the band, and catfished all these people into thinking that they were having a relationship or talking to Tegan. And they've been trying to track down who did it. Was it more than one person for all these years? And it fell so flat to me. I would not waste any of your time. And the only reason I kept watching was I was like, okay, well, it's got to go somewhere now. Like, there's going to be a big old, like,
Right.
anatomy of lies twist. It was awful. It was so bad. And I went to
watch that.
Ebert.com to look at a review. And it was like one of the few reviews that were like, yeah, this is just like a self-indulgent, little project to make themselves feel important. Oh, I don't know. If anyone watched in the comments, let me know if I'm the only one, but I just found it to be, I couldn't believe that it made it to this point on Hulu. Like, how did this get funded to this point?
I mean, there was like did you watch the Randall scandal? Because that
I started, but I stopped. Maybe it's
not bad.
similar.
It's trashy, but it's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Okay.
By the way, someone asked, do you need a Hulu login? No, I do actually have Jody's Hulu, but Hulu is like can actually detect VPNs. It'll be like, oops, looks like you might be using a VPN.
Yeah, and you can't share. Yeah, you can't share with anyone because they'll know where you're coming from. Oh, okay. So people knew Tegan and Sarah. Never had heard of them before.
Oh,
so I guess maybe if you knew of them and you were really into it, watch it. But it was just a bizarre documentary. Okay, last documentary. I swear. I know a lot of people are watching this one. Sweet Bobby on Netflix. This was crazy. I did listen to this documentary, but either I didn't listen to the end of it or I just forgot. I thought this was pretty decent. If you haven't heard of it, watch it. I wish there was something more to the end. It's one of those documentaries. I don't know, maybe like 80 minutes, something like that.
Oh, so it's
80, 90 minutes. It's one episode.
Okay, well, then I will definitely watch it. Okay, I'm going to write that
down. Just know when you're done, it's one of those documentaries you're going to want to go right to the internet and be like, update. Okay. Where's this person? Where's that person?
Do you remember that one that we watched? It wasn't, I was going to say Fun Bobby. No, it wasn't Dirty John, but it came out right after Dirty John. And I think it was on Hulu. And it was just, everyone talked about it for 1 week. And it was pretty much the exact same story. Do you remember that? And it was like 4 different women that had the same experience. And it wasn't Dirty John. But it
was it the Tinder swindler?
No, it was before that. It was somewhere in between there. It was right after Dirty John. Anyway.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Dirty John is the best one of those documentaries out there, I think. That was really just so good.
Okay.
Do you not agree? Why are you going,
Because I'm trying to think of like what the other one was that was so.
Okay. God, what was it called? It was on Hulu, I think. Or it could have been on Amazon. But it was, I think, a couple parts. It was called like Love something. It had the word love in the title. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It wasn't Doctor somebody. It's like love. Oh God, this is going to bother me this entire rest of the time. It's okay. We'll figure it
out. Real quickly, I don't have a photo or anything. I watched Golden Bachelorette last night.
Oh, you're still watching that?
You know what? It's not keeping my interest because it's not Gary, who's just cringy and like, oh, he's just skidamarinky-doo. It's just Joan, and Joan is just she's Joan. It's fine.
Okay.
So was last bit here, SNL. Tell me what you thought about it with Michael Keaton.
Oh, I texted you probably like 10 minutes. No, it wasn't even, it was during the monologue. It would have been. And I was like, okay, no, is rough. Didn't get any better. I always kind of base it on the opening, like after the monologue, like the top skit. And when that's middling, then that makes me very nervous because that means that like this is the best of the bad shit. Yeah. Did not get any better. I loved both of the Billie Eilish's songs, and usually I don't really care about the musical artist, but I did enjoy her. The opening, the cold open was really rough to sit through. Like just really. Baldwin's back though, baby.
Oh, I know.
As a different character, he flubbed. It was either that he flubbed his opening, something happened weird, and all the cutting back and forth doesn't work because there is that second delay. So when they're cutting back and forth, the comedy doesn't like fit.
Flow right.
But I also think that once Alec Baldwin appeared, you could sense that the audience was like,
yeah,
yay!
He's married to a crazy woman.
And he shot someone.
You're usually the one that's like, he beat the charges, but I'm like,
he did. Like, it's just the whole thing is like, okay.
I think someone else took the responsibility. That's okay. Neither here nor there. It was the episode was not great. Can I just ask, like, I truly want to know this. Does Billie Eilish ever perform without her brother? Phineas?
Yeah. I think this actually might be more of a newer thing that he's being like featured. I know he was there during the Oscars, but when she was on SNL a couple of years ago, and she did that crazy thing, and where she was like walking around that room, and that room was like spinning. Do you remember that?
Okay.
Yes, he wasn't. That's the only other really thing I know. But I think he's starting to be more of a. It's like these brother sister teams are really big, and like, are you privy to that band Lawrence? You've definitely seen TikToks of people making fun of that song, where it's like, "Tell me what you need." Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
And everyone's saying, "Oh, this sounds like an Old Navy commercial."
Oh, I don't know that. Okay, but I'm sure I'll see it now.
Okay, well, anyway, that's another brother sister team, and there's something about a brother sister duo like that makes me. It gives me a weird feeling. It's not like creepy, but it's like a.
Okay, Marsha B says, and just a tiny bit incestuous.
Yeah, I think it is just, especially when they kind of like sing at each other like this. I'm like, this is too intimate, I think, for me to be watching. I don't like it.
Yeah. Or like it gives me the feeling of, and I'm not saying Phineas is doing this, but like a riding her coattails kind of a thing, or being like, I'm talented too. I don't need
what
the
it
fame,
gives.
but I'm talented
That's
too.
what it gives. And that's how Lauren says too, because she's the lead singer and everyone else but that song that everyone's making fun of, they were on, I think, Jimmy Fallon or something. I don't know what happened, but like they was like the intro to the song, and each person, you've heard this song. It's like, tell me what you want, tell me what you need. Da da, tell me what you want, tell me what you need. So each band member is doing like the trumpet player like sings it, and then her brother sings it, and then the violinist sings it. So each person's like getting their own thing, and then it ends with her coming in and singing. And that whole thing just gave me a very icky feeling, just like, okay.
Like a little plaths.
No, not even in that way, but just like we each should be able to get a moment, okay? Not just her.
Like Hanson, like the oldest Hanson, or like the oldest Jonas. Sorry.
Though all of the Jacksons that weren't Michael.
We see it. Anything else in Hot Topics before we head to
SNL,
the town that is brown?
Could you tell in SNL that the opening sketch with Mikey Day and God, what was the situation there? Michael Keaton seems super uncomfortable. Like everything he was forced to do, I felt so bad for him because you could tell he was giving it his all, but he knew that the material was like crashing and burning.
Yeah.
But the whole opening skit was Mikey Day, Heidi Gardner. I forget what they were like doing, but it like just wasn't. It wouldn't end. It would not end. And like they could tell it was bombing, and the audience knew it was bombing, and it was just unending. And they both were doing character voices, and you could tell that everyone just like wanted this shit to be over. I did like the sketch with Andrew Dismukes singing "Hey Soul Sister." I thought that was.
I knew you would love it. Okay, that's because like the audience was still fresh. They were optimistic.
Well, they kind of won them back after the Mikey Day Gardner one, but anyway.
Sure.
It was an awful episode, especially coming off of the Ariana episode, which was solid, smooth.
Yeah. Ooh, don't do it. Don't you dare do it. Okay, should we get into some Brown Town?
Let's do it, baby. We're ready.
Brown Town. Everything's waiting for Pooh.
Oh yeah. Tell me
what people listen or watch for the first time. I gotta be like, what is this? Are these grown women who just sang Pooh? Everyone's waiting for Pooh.
John's like, I don't even like going to your Facebook page because it's all poo stuff, all fart noises and stuff. Okay. Wait, Sorrel said the breast cookies were funny. On I hated that. I thought he seemed uncomfortable, and I was like,
I know. I didn't like seeing his finger touching.
I didn't like that.
I felt violated, like he was touching me. Yeah.
I went on too.
Anyway. Okay, so first things up.
Got a lot.
I saw this on Reddit. I sent this to you. This may be common knowledge, but I think it's a really good time to just revisit this. So this was posted on Reddit by Advocado at Law. And it says, attorney here with a comment on the adoption of Dab, Dayton Aurora Brianna. This show has become my annoying stress reliever. I'm a family law attorney, not in Nevada, Arizona, Utah, or Wyoming. The adoption episodes didn't pass the sniff test with me. Some of the explanations for the divorce, natural father's consent, and references to child support didn't hold water. Then I dug into Nevada's adoption code, and behold, quote, a married person not lawfully separated from his or her spouse may not adopt a child without the consent of his or her spouse. There you have it. Meri could have filed her consent in the adoption along with the natural fathers, and it would have been done. No divorce required. Let that sink in for a moment. Meri and Kody could have stayed married.
Yeah.
Meri, that's a lot of Marys, would have just needed to sign something saying like, oh yes, I know my husband is now legal guardian of the children. So she did not need to divorce.
We assumed
Kody
the whole time. Like maybe Meri, you should double check and look into it. Is this absolutely necessary?
Yeah. So there was another comment, and I just thought this was a really good like snapshot. So I apologize ahead for reading, but I think this is a really good time to revisit this. So again, this is the same person who posted this, and they're replying to a question. I do not believe that this was Meri's idea at all. In the episode where Meri calls Kody and Robyn to her house to, quote, reveal that she's met with her attorney, and this is her idea, Robyn's reaction is visibly an act. She already knew, which we already knew as well. Robyn and Kody had clearly already been consulting with the attorney because they had too much knowledge about termination of the natural father's rights. I could tell by the way they were throwing around terms and legal procedures in this and other discussions. Very problematically.
Can you just sum that up, what you just read? My brain was
so this attorney watching this could tell that Robyn and Kody had already been talking with their attorney, because just the terminology they were using isn't something that you would just like.
Meri?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, gotcha. Yes, probably. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Very problematically, and this I agree with too. Meri wasn't represented by independent counsel, meaning like her own attorney in the divorce proceeding. My suspicion is that Kody and Robyn presented this as a one lawyer for all of it, paperwork only fix for a non-existent problem that they had plausibly manufactured, the solution for which would kill two birds with one stone: adoption and swapping out the legal wife. They sold Meri on it, and they also sold Meri on lying to Christine, Janelle, and the viewers that this was Meri's idea, which would make Kody and Robyn look blameless. They would have presented it to Meri in a way that would make her look like a martyr, and I'm sure she thought it would also ingratiate her to Kody, who was already visibly done with her.
He probably said that out loud. He probably said, Meri, if you do this, I will be nicer to you. 100%.
And you can come to our and you can come when we go get the marriage license and we get married. These would have made Meri's motivations to become complicit. Okay,
like we always thought that. We always said that this was like such a long con plan, and you can see it happening. That's that episode where I so specifically remember Robyn is trying to lighten her hair at this point, and she's wearing that like blue button up, that baby blue button up, and she's never worn that color before. And I just remember how jarring it is that she's wearing that color. But you can tell how underhanded it is when you rewatch it, just like how the whole thing is and how much they're lying. And it is so fucked up that Christine and Janelle were not involved, and that's a huge deal. Like
as Janelle said in that episode, it changes the dynamic of the family. It just does. Whether that's right or wrong, or it should or shouldn't, doesn't matter. It just does.
That's a huge, huge change that now we're involving like legalities and money and like wills and just finances. Everything is changing. Like, and Kody was such a fucking dick. He's like, oh, you think me and Robyn are gonna ride off into the sunset? That's what he
did. You went to Hawaii for a second honeymoon after that. Like you did. And there is something to it. That is why people get married. They're like, and you've heard people after you get married, it just feels different. We're married now. It just feels different. Because it is
something. Yes, it is different.
It's an actual thing. But I just found that like to be a very like, finally one person, or maybe other people have done it before, just kind of like encapsulated all of this. A nice period of time has passed where you can go back and look at it and just wrap that up with a bow, knowing that clearly Robyn and Kody had to have known that Meri does not need to divorce him for them to get the kids.
So evil, especially when Meri's already at the most vulnerable state she's been in her life. It's pure evil that they did this.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and
awful.
She should have had her own attorney to do that. It's almost like the same thing with therapists, right? Like you shouldn't be both seeing like Caitlin and Tyler always did, seeing the same counselor separately and together as a couple.
But if it was a good therapist, you'd think that the therapist would be like, no, this is
a conflict of interest. Right. But no. Speaking of more analysis on the case, the episode that you wanted to talk about, was it a podcast episode?
Yeah, I think it's God, I think I put the title in the pictures there, but it's
Notes to
an
Self?
interview. Yeah, it was Notes. Everyone knows who Notes to Self is, I assume. It's no, it's this girl.
Right. Yeah, she's on TikTok too.
Yes, she's on TikTok. That's how everyone kind of found her originally. Her dad is the leader of the AUB, and he's the one that called Kody in these episodes. He's the one that
when I saw that, I was like, worlds colliding in the best of ways.
So they did an interview with these people. I think this is, I was trying to look on Facebook just now to see what I think it's Growing Up Polygamy, I believe, is this couple. Hold on, I need to cough. I'm back. I think they also have a podcast that I listen to where they do analyze the Brown family, and it's actually very refreshing to listen to them because they're not as snarky, and they actually genuinely know like these people. Like I'm enjoying hearing all of these actual people from this world talking about it, and it's not just like all of us who like don't know anything about the religion, like just being like snarky, but they're a lot more informed. But anyway, they did an interview. Growing Up Polygamy did an interview with Notes to Self 444. I don't know who this guy is, and maybe this is her new husband. I don't know.
It's her husband. Yeah,
it is her husband. Okay. Interesting. Well, he grew up like down the street from Robyn. And I mean, they talked a lot about Robyn. A lot of it was about Robyn. And one of them grew up with Christine, like her older sister was best friends with Christine, and like had a locker near her. One of them is, I was listening to it. I wasn't watching, so I wasn't sure which girl was talking at all times. So forgive me. But she said like Meri is the one that I liked the most. She was always the most personable one. And she was like Kody and Meri were at, I think, her own wedding. And she's like, no, they were in love. Like Kody had the pick of the litter. Like women were obsessed with him because he's so charismatic, throwing a hose around. Kody, my masculine man. All the women were after him. They're like, no, if he didn't want Meri, he did not have to have her. He like had his pick. They were in love. And like, they like saw them together. They were in love. So I actually really like hearing that on Meri's behalf. Another couple things that they said, oh, sorry, I'll turn my sound down, Jody. Another couple things they said was, they were talking about like, oh, well, that's nice that Robyn is like nice to McKelty or whatever. And the girl was like, well, no, I had a new sister wife mom that came in that did the exact same thing to me. Like, and she's like, even at the time I could tell that this was like a long game. There was very agreed upon that Robyn was playing the long game, and she definitely knew what she was doing. They knew, like there was talk in the town she was moving up to being around Montana or something to date Kody. Like she was like, every action she was making was kind of toward this, right? So the guy said, that new husband guy, that's like her second husband now, he said that they had heard that Sister Wives was going to be a show and that the Browns were going to be on it, and the AUB was super, super against it. We don't want this, obviously, because look how well they made them look so bad. But the people were like, the Notes to Self girl, she said to her dad, like, you know, Dad, if anyone can do it, it's the Browns. Those women are so great. They're so supportive of each other. So that they'll be good. And then the husband didn't know that Robyn was going to be on it because Robyn, as we know, doesn't slink in until the end of the first episode. So he said they're watching, and he just kind of didn't know it was coming. And then all of a sudden, this new wife comes in. Robyn sneaks in, derp, and he just said out loud, "Oh, he's in trouble. He is in trouble." And it tracks. Oh, and then they asked about David Preston Jessup, who is dying of cancer. Do they know that? And they're like, no, they did him dirty. They're like, we knew that whole family is fine. Great. Like they did him so dirty. They talked about the adoption thing. They said probably if the cameras run around with that adoption storyline have even happened, no. And then the girl's dad, the AUB guy, was like, please don't do this show. I know it's a lot of money and you want to be famous, but like you will regret. It is going to come back and bite you in the ass. It is going to come back. They were like, do not do this. So that was the conversation too. It's like, well, are they really religious or aren't they religious? Because let me interject this right here. Somebody sent me a message that Robyn changed her Pinterest. I've never looked at the original one. I had to actually sign up for Pinterest today. But before she figures out how to make it private, I did catch some shots. And
okay, I'll throw some up.
Yeah, this is like sorry, her name is RB. Follow her, go. This is her tagline. Go find God's purpose in your own life and stop wasting your precious time with me. Thanks to those who are kind. Oh, no, shut up, Robyn. So anyway, this is her no created pins yet.
Look how many followers.
She doesn't create her own pin. That's too much. It's 77 following. It's just all this God shit. God's plan. God's plan is always better. Just everything is God. Faith in humanity. God is love. Oh God, she posted this thing about Louis Armstrong being Yiddish. Babe Ruth. It's just random shit, but it's all God shit. So what I don't get
with like people of color, maybe that's because
there's a lot of people of color.
Our precious Aurora.
A lot of stuff with animals too. There's like things with lions. I don't like when she posts things with animals because I don't think that her intention is great. I think she's like, I can't wait for this lamb to be slaughtered.
Yeah, she's like, oh yay, Jesus is gonna kill that lamb to
kill
eat
that
it.
lamb.
What is she?
Yeah, she loves it. She goes off on it. But so are they religious or not? Because like they AUB told them like, no, absolutely not. You may not do this. So if you're that
like, you
religious,
don't go
but
here,
you immediately just
alone.
listen to them. No, she wants to be famous. She wants to be have money, I guess. So but the best part of it was when Notes to Self was saying that her dad was the one that got to make the phone call. And like, this is also sad. Kody was not upset about Meri. Like he was like, that was pretty much like, yeah. Do not give Christine a release. She did not earn that. I did nothing. He was just like super God. Can you imagine if we could have heard that? And the fact that Robyn was in the car when this happened. Oh, that trip home must have been real fun.
And you know he had it on speaker.
Oh yeah, because Robyn.
Maybe he had his little Bluetooth thing in his ear, like talking like this.
Halfway
like,
through the conversation, he
on it.
turns it off so that she can't hear it. I'm sure was crying, but it was just hilarious because I love that the Notes to Self girl, she's like doesn't agree with it, but she still seems to have a good relationship with her dad. So he's like telling her all this hot goss. I love that story. He was so mad. Do not Christine. It immediately switched to Christine. He cannot get Christine out of his head. She is living there rent free, and she continues to be petty. And I hope she does to her dying fucking breath. Hilarious. But poor Meri, that like she finally gets her phone call about her marriage, and he's like, "Shut up."
All he wants to ask about is Christine, because he's got to have what 3 wives.
Well, yeah, but now he's not allowed. He's not allowed to get married in another. So that's another thing, Robyn. If this is really your religion, you're all about God and all of this shit. Shouldn't she want him to get new wives? She should be asking, we need 2 more wives, but he's not allowed to do that anyway. So he's not getting into heaven regardless now, according to.
Well, it's because Kody doesn't want to. She would, I'm sure, but Kody doesn't want to. Do
you think Kody and Robyn are just going to fully celebrate Hanukkah next year? We're Jewish now. I'm a Jew.
If it means buying more things.
8 days, Jody. They'll have 8 days but each day they get the same amount of presents as just in Christmas.
Well, they're going to be up late every night rapping because Robyn.
And then crying drunk in the bathroom.
God. Okay, well, let's get into some of the ladies we do like, right?
Yeah.
Janelle and Christine, they are on a roll this week, these two buddies and pals forever. Janelle reposted something from Mel Robbins. Do you want to go ahead and read that?
Yeah. Also, there's something about the spacing of this picture that is a little off. Like just right. It's like too much air on the top of this. I feel like there was a screenshot that happened that was cropped halfway. But anyway, she's posting it as is. No one knows what they're doing. Nobody. This is Mel Robbins saying this. Not even the ones with degrees and big job titles and more things than you. Not even the people on your vision board. Everyone is just trying loudly, failing loudly, and trying again, and so should you. And Janelle wrote on top of that, and when you finally realize this essential truth, the world opens up for you. heart eye emoji.
Heart eye emoji.
That's the only thing she posted this week.
Who knew?
All right.
Meanwhile, over on Christine's Instagram,
she wrote, again, being petty, you either go after the life you want or keep settling for the life you get. The choice is yours. And then she just wrote, oh, good, Rachel Clausen. Yes.
Christine is really like just feeling herself lately on the show, on Instagram. She's got a little, she's also into astrology, as you would say, just like our precious, tender Aurora. See that thing in the top right corner streaking down? That's the comet. We had a bit of a drive to a dark area, parked the truck and spent an hour or so waiting for the comet. Hashtag magical, hashtag comet, hashtag once every 80,000 years, hashtag chill.
Do you think there are any other hashtags out there with once every 80,000 years?
She's really she's every mom who learns about hashtags. And she probably says like hashtag cool. Am I right?
I feel like stargazing with Christine like negates the whole purpose of stargazing because it's such a quiet and still activity, and she would make it not so.
Yeah, like you'd be out and you'd be like, oh, let's not that I don't even know if I've ever done this, but I picture Christine being like, let's go and we'll look at shapes in the clouds, and everyone's just laying there, and then she's like, I see a unicorn, and everyone's like, God, Jesus.
No, really, come over here. It's so cool. David. For sure.
For everything she says, you're just like, oh my God, I just got started.
I was lost in my own world. They went on the Smith sisters podcast. This was a great interview.
It was cut into like where I watched it was like 7 or 8 parts, but it was well worth it.
On TikTok. Yes. But great interview. These women were awesome. This was like the most, like you could tell these women were actually super, super fans. And they're both, they're like sassy Black women. So I think that Christine and Janelle, I think that they feel a level of comfort with that they can just kind of be chill and a little more like out there. And the dynamic was awesome. Like just it did feel like friends talking. Janelle's a little more buttoned up though. Just, I'm not going to say anything too crazy about it, a couple of things. But Christine chose to wear that second option from last week with like the vest, the matching.
And the shoes are 100% same shoes.
Yeah, bad shoes. But Janelle looks cute. Janelle's wearing a little statement necklace. Love it. She looks great. This
got a button up, of course. Janelle's very comfortable in her buttons up.
I would have such bad pit stains in that shirt that she's wearing. Instantly. I didn't put maxi pads on my armpits. What did you remember from this episode? The things that I remembered is that, well, first off, the Smith sisters recommend. Have you ever seen them? I think they're talking about Anne Hathaway. They're like, have you seen The Idea of You? And Christine and Janelle are like, no, we haven't. What's it like? And they're like, oh, it's like a rom-com. They're both like, oh my God, add it to the list. What is going on here? But other than that, the takeaways I got was when they said, name 3 words to describe Kody, and Christine said, deadbeat dad and oblivious. And Janelle said, charismatic. You got to admit he's charismatic, Christine. And yeah, I guess oblivious and selfish too. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Janelle. He is charismatic. Sociopaths tend to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like he is. No, that doesn't mean that you like the character that he is being, but he can be charismatic to certain people. I just love that they are so comfortable talking about it as in their past, which is just the best part of it, because everything is like, well, we used to whatever. And that, of course, is what's going to kill Kody and Robyn, is that like they're trying to make it sound like all that is in the past, but Kody and Robyn like to pretend like it's happening right now. And the fact that they're like, oh yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, he's a deadbeat dad and that's going to take care of itself. And we'll see where we end up. And I mean, oh God, Cody's going to have an uphill climb in this whole thing. Having just gone through this, however, like I was the one being sued, and again, didn't settle, won. Um, he's gonna have like a lot of shit that he's gonna have to produce and hand over. And it's like he's going to have a judge, and I'm praying, and maybe it's already on Christine's filing. I don't know. We probably have to see like if they have a
God,
pre-trial.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait for
But if
something
they have a
that to be
female
released.
judge, I would just love that, because so what will likely, I don't know Arizona law, but from my experience, they'll talk about stuff, they'll exchange things, they'll try to come to a settlement before they actually have to like go to court. They can't come to a settlement. It goes to pre-trial, which is like the attorneys and the judge will sit down, and the judge is basically looking at all the things that Christine brought forward, all the things that Kody's handing over.
What is Kody bringing forward though? Because first of all, it's a lot of organization to even like do that. Like I know
and a lot of attorney money.
You were asked to do like pull some insane receipts, like
ridiculous,
time, like just receipts from like lunch you had, like crazy shit. And like Kody and Robyn aren't saving or filing things. So like what proof? And also Kody doesn't even have any arguments. So I would just love. Oh God, I wish this trial could just be like OJ.
Well, what's going to happen if they don't come to a settlement, which I think Kody's going to have a hard time coming to a settlement with Christine, because he is narcissistic and he's sociopathic, and he can't imagine that someone he can't imagine that someone is not going to see something from his point of view and side with him. And this is a great point. Sorrel just said, Kody is one of those people who thinks lawsuits can be argued with feelings. 100%.
Yes.
If the judge, whether it's a man or woman, I was going to say woman, it would sting extra to Kody, but let's say it gets to that like pre-trial, and the judge, that's where before it goes to trial, the judge will look at it and be like, this is my recommendation where this is probably going to go. So you want to talk to your clients because this is the path that we're heading down. If Kody has to take like this is what you have to do from a woman or from a man judge,
I was gonna say, I think a man might be worse. Because I think that hearing it from a man, because if it's a woman judge, Kody's just going to be like, oh, it's just a conspiracy, all these women banding together. But if it's a man telling him this, he's got nothing. He'd be like, oh, even a man is not going to, like, get the most Republican Trumpy judge out there and have that guy tell Kody, no, you're 100% in the wrong here.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, for Kody, what Christine had on her side, what I personally had on my side is like, this is just law and facts. And you can't argue anything with like emotions or like, well, I wanted to do this, but it doesn't matter. Like, what are the facts? And Kody's got nothing. And he's going to have a really hard time.
Do you think he's just going to show up to court being like, well, I got the truth on my side? Like, he's going to come not prepared. It's just going to be, things are going to come like handed to him. And he's going, no, I didn't. I didn't even say that. That's all hearsay.
That's not how it happened, whatever. And oh, well, I mean, and a lot of these times, like you have a settlement or you have like a pretrial and you yourself have not even stepped into court. It's just your attorneys and stuff. So it's going to be, I mean, whatever attorney Kody and Robyn can afford.
Oh, I love all of this.
Things are not going to go well for him from here on out. They just really are not.
Janelle must have something in her back pocket though, right? Like, is Janelle going to sue him now, but she's waiting like until like, okay, let's talk about it this way. Let's assume Janelle is going to sue Kody, right? When is the best time to drop that in his lap? Does it now while the Christine thing is just starting? Or is it like right at the end of the Christine thing? Or is it right at Christmas, right on Christmas, Robyn's favorite day? She's going to get served on Christmas. Oh, more presents have arrived. Santa's at the house, Kody, and Santa serves
If
Kody.
it were me, if I were Janelle, if I were in Janelle's shoes, I would wait until Christine is done because Kody's going to be financially exhausted at that point.
Okay.
And it'll give her and her attorney a really good like roadmap on what is very likely to happen, and it'll probably save Janelle money at the end of the day, but also
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kody will be very likely to settle quickly because he will have already been through months and months and months of like litigation, child support, discovery. So
Yeah.
if I were Janelle, that's when I would strike, like when he is just down and out.
Yes. Okay, no, I agree. Okay, yeah.
And I would
And just be
love
like,
that for
Christine,
her.
just keep stay it. Like,
Yep.
is that
Yep.
how you say that? Is that correct? Did I sound legal there? Stay
Stay
right?
it.
Stay. Well, that's what they kept doing with that non.
Oh, if there's a stay.
Yeah.
Oh,
stay it.
like a stay of
Let it go
execution.
a lot longer. And David Easton always does that whenever he's in court. Is that not the right word?
Your Honor, I stay. You're like,
can we
okay.
just stay this a little bit? I'm sure I'm using that wrong, but yeah. So just be like, Christine, just keep it moving, keep pushing the date. Just keep pushing it, and like just more forms to dot T's and like and
I just
email.
love this
Wasn't it
for
like
him.
every time you got an email from your lawyer, it was like $150?
Oh yeah, they charge you
You're
like they charge
forwarding
your
an email to
hour.
someone.
If it takes you 10 minutes to send an email, they're charging you that, however many $100 or whatever it might be.
So yeah.
Okay,
Can't
so but let's get to our Bella DeBall.
Hey.
Look who is moving up on the billing this week.
Top billing. Christine and Janelle were the openers this week. Meri, this one came in hot off the press. Tomorrow, woohoo! She's going to Disney. Is that Disney? Right?
It is Disney. Yes.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Indeed.
Hey, Joan is going to be there too. What if Joan runs into?
He better have that camera out the entire time
recording
looking for
device.
Meri.
I want him to carry around a large boom mic at Disneyland.
Like when you hear cackling and laughing, look, he's gonna be like, "Oh, everyone's gonna be laughing there." Be like, "No, you'll know."
When you hear,
look for a man
like
wearing a
laugh
sweatshirt,
and then like silence for about 10 seconds before the laugh kicks in because they're laughing so hard.
That's right, because it's so funny.
Okay, what's she do? She's wilding out this week. She's getting petty. She's kind of going overboard, but she's really, I mean, everyone was telling her
she's
Meri,
putting the Fidelis necklaces on her on Zona. She's got her yellow cardigan ready to go. Very
Meri in that video. She's
very
quoting
loyal,
very demure, very cutesy, which is a trend that ended about 2 weeks ago, but it's okay. It still works.
It tracks for Meri. You think fads have anything to do with Meri? By the way,
who is
Meri,
this?
Ross Geller wants his teeth back.
Oh my God.
Look at her teeth.
Still the dead tooth, though.
Hardly. Like, I've never seen movie stars don't even have teeth this white. Who are you fooling?
Well, the whole picture is very filtered. That face, it's pretty shocking.
That's not the same person, babe. Look at this.
Yeah. By the way, Meri and Jen did a part 2 of the "Let me tell you about my best friend." They did one in reverse, and then it ended with
Jen is they had outtakes at the end.
I'm feeding
the yoga ball that you don't want to hang out with these two.
You can't get anything done. Well,
exhausting.
This should be another loyalty thing. She's really going. Okay, I really
didn't understand this one.
I don't know why she's washing dishes. I think it's just her making faces to the camera. It's saying them. She's just not loyal. And then me, what you talking about, Will? She's kind of making that face like, I don't think so. This is what we need to talk about. This fucking Post-it note thing. Does that thing has that been up for
like over a year?
Over 365 days, and it just sits there. And she's done 2 years back to back. I just got my period, by the way. I feel it.
Me too.
Now it just hit me. No, I thought you were pregnant.
Oh, that's right. I'm due next month. God.
Okay.
I'm a woman. Dumb.
It's period spotting.
I forgot. You know what? You know what it is, Amanda? Hold on just 1 second. We are ladies. What happens is our hormones are up here.
Yeah.
and we get our period when they go all
Our
the
emotions
way
will not
down.
change the facts.
See how it is with our emotions? We're ladies.
We're just women. But that posted. So last year she made a video of her
yes
about this post. What did it say? Like, oh, this is how we got into the Smarty Party conversation last week. Because it said like,
go home and hump someone you love or something.
It was
grind
on someone you love. So she did that last year, made another one this year, laughing equally as hard, if not more. Now this is it's just there. It's there all the time because it's in this video too.
Well, it's that funny, Amanda.
It is pretty funny.
That one time she made someone laugh. It's really funny. What else is Meri up to here?
Okay, so go to that one where she's like this. Okay. I just want to read through this. Because remember when she did that one last week where she was standing on that stage?
Oh, she had no idea everyone was there taking photos of her on the stage during a group outing.
All leading to this moment, and I'm glad someone caught it by accident, candidly.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the first one. Oh, Wendy just sent us a super sticker. Yeah, it's something you guys can do. Thank you so much. She said, did you both see the growing up in polygamy?
Wendy.
Yes, Wendy, you're probably a little bit behind, but we talked about it already. And by the time you hear us say this, you've already watched it anyway.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy. Meri, or if you can take that down now, Jody.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So Meri, she goes, it's a road trip day. And when I road trip, I use the time to catch up with friends. So go to the next one.
Gosh, sorry, streamer, a little delay.
You're frozen too. Okay, no, you're not. Okay. I was having a conversation today and we were discussing marriage, divorce, and wisdom we've gained through our experiences. Fun. Mid-conversation, I had this realization that today, 35 years ago, I met who would eventually become my ex-husband.
Sure.
Now, I'm a sentimental gal. I love birthdays, and I think every single one should be celebrated. In honor, oh my God, are my boobs popping out here? I honor anniversaries and think they should be recognized. Dates and memories are important to me. So when I realized today was 35 years, I took a moment to be a little weirded out by it, and then recognized it for what it was. The first day of the rest of my life. The past 35 years have been a mixture of high hopes and dashed realities, dreams come true and broken farts. This is how life rolls, and we can't avoid it. Yeah, Meri, we really watched you roll with it.
Right.
Follow my example. There's no telling what life will throw at us, and only we can determine how we will react to it. Again, Meri, you stayed in an unhappy marriage for longer than 10 years.
Yeah,
so why are you... Who you telling? Just in this past week, I've had some experiences where I've been able to look at what was and what is and really break free from some of the tethers. Not tethers to him. Those are already broken, but tethers to emotions and what is said and how things are played out and portrayed. The peace and freedom that come along with letting go, and those are letting go and allowing them to just be is empowering. Because of those experiences this week. What experiences? The conversation she had? Is that what she's talking about? Because of those experiences this week. It felt like yet again, God played a hand in my life and allowed me to realize this day for what it was. A full circle moment, a day the loop has closed. This is one of many full circle moments that have come to me in the past 2 years, especially. That's how long this fucking process has been ongoing. And every time it happens, I embrace it and allow a little more of the pain to wash away. I'm grateful for the experiences. I don't regret my life or the twists and turns that have played out, okay? I'm happy with who I am, flaws and all. I'm looking forward to what is yet to come, for it will be freaking amazing. And I'm so here for it. Hashtag worthy up. Hashtag greatness begins today.
Okay. So here's the thing. Like, 35 years. And we saw how you were treated during that time, how you treated others during that time. And like somehow now we're supposed to be taking advice from you. It's more like it took you 35 years to take advice from other people to do what you need to do just to get away from him. And she's not even telling us what she is doing. It is like this because it's a MLM. There is no
just to talk
product or service. It's just like talking about something that we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, and she's like yelling at us, like, you guys follow your dreams. It's all worth it. And it's like, we have
look
all
at
been
me, you guys. Look at me. And we're like, yeah, we are.
When we've been social media the past 10 years have been like, leave him. We're all telling you this. And she's like, no, this is my journey. I love this, man. She's very Amber Portwood. I feel like when I get into a Meri, it's an Amber Portwood energy, right? I like who I am.
Well, and when she's with Kody, she's barely sticking up for herself.
Oh, well, she made that video. She made the very demure video with Kona.
But again, when she's talking to Kody, like, show us how you are worthying up in practice. Wouldn't being on TV be the perfect medium, if you will, to show us what this whole worthying up looks like in a difficult situation? Show me.
Yeah. She's the least inspirational for sure. Janelle is the most unbothered, which actually I want her to be a little more bothered. Gonna need you to be a little more. Once I know that legal processes are in the works and she's gonna stick it to him and she's just a silent killer, that's fine. But I need her to be just a little bit more bothered. Christine is so not over it, and I don't think she ever will be over it. And she doesn't fucking ever need to be over it. It doesn't mean that she's still in love with Kody, and it doesn't mean that she hasn't moved on emotionally with David. She's just going to stick it to him because of that's how many years, and that's how much it has probably hurt her now to have him be like, oh, all of that was a lie. The past 25 years of our marriage was a full lie. Meri is not over it at all, is now screaming at us how over it she is, and then continues on in her journey of finally getting over it.
Yeah, they're all going about this in a weird way because, and I don't know who's doing it best. So Christine is, I wouldn't do it the way Christine is doing it, but I think she's doing it this way because she thinks it will bother Kody. Like, he will hate that she said he's a deadbeat dad.
And I fully support it.
He does hate that, Kody does hate that she's posting things about nachos and that she's so in love with David and she's getting a special. Even if that's like, we don't like that she's doing it, it really is like a lot with the whole David stuff, but it does drive Kody crazy.
This episode
maybe that is the right way of doing it.
I think it is. It's if your goal is to live in his head rent free. Oh, it's working. Whatever you're doing is working.
Right. I think Meri thinks she is making Kody, I don't know, angry or suffer or getting back in him some way, doing it the way she's doing it. But like, obviously not at all, because none of us know what she's talking about.
Well, and then also the sad thing with Meri is she wants Kody to have a reaction, but as Layla just said, the opposite of love is indifference, where Janelle.
Yes.
With Meri, that's where Kody is with her. Meri can post whatever she wants. It's not going to bother Kody. And that's kind of the saddest thing about Meri is she just wants him to regret something or miss her a little, and he just plain won't. He hates
and that's like her post with the where is it, where she's she thinks this post here, washing the dishes, she's just not loyal, is getting under Kody's skin. It's not, because like,
I think you and I aren't even like, Meri, this is sad. Like, this is sad.
You and I are still like, oh, like she's like doing dishes, so that means she's loyal. Like, we're having to kind of put the pieces together.
Are we supposed to reference that? Is the post-it note part of the bit? Because I almost feel like it is. Because
Meri's totally missing. Janelle, I think she just like doesn't care enough to like get back at Kody, which is what drives us nuts, because we're like, sick him. Like, sick him. Get on it. Oh, perfectly put. Bean just said this. Somewhere between Janelle and Christine would be perfect. Yes. Like play the I don't give a fuck. But you also got to do some things.
Maybe kind of where Madison is, like where Maddie lives, right?
Scurry the children along.
Yeah, and then like put passive aggressive posts after an episode airs where he like is totally a shithead, but also equally doesn't care. But it was totally fine with it because she's saying to Janelle, "You should get a lawyer. Like, make sure you get that money back, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Should we read some Instagram comments?
Let's close it out, baby.
Launch into the episode.
Yeah,
all right, let's do this.
It.
So let's take a look at Kody's Instagram. We just did a couple comments, not as many as usual, because we want to get into this episode. Kody's last post on Instagram 158 weeks ago, where he's talking about his backyard, how beautiful it is. 3 days ago, Design this says, I hope all the mothers with underage kids you put on child support.
No, put you on child support.
Oh, put you on child support and strip your pockets dry. With all due respect, you are truly a colossal piece of poop emoji.
Yeah, there was a separate thought. All right.
Yep.
Hannigan Law says, hey, Kody, do you know who actually had to fight off the Grim Reaper? It was truly Grace Brown. And instead of being either with her at the hospital, you were napping with Robyn. Do you realize we see you for what you are?
Do you know that? Deg Mom says, quit the show. And then later, quit the show with an exclamation point. I beg to differ. I really love to hate.
No, please stay on.
The name of our show, What We Love to Hate.
Yeah.
And lastly, take it away.
So tell us, Kody, are you in fact a deadbeat dad? So glad she filed for child support in Utah. Looks like you will owe 5 years of back child support.
Amazing. And amazing. Over on Robyn.
Hannigan Law back again. She goes,
great.
You reap what you sow.
Yes. And that is the best part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
She did have the perfect Christmas. Sloth Monster says on Robyn's Instagram, I hope you know how much the entire world hates you. Wishing you nothing but unhappiness. So shady.
Delacotas one says, Robyn is pure evil. Kody is blinded by stupid. He seriously missed his daughter's surgery because of Robyn's COVID rules, but they have a nanny. I hope they get their karma real soon. The other wives need to sue. And then SRJ18111 wrote just 5 snake emojis.
And I like to think those snakes are a little nod to Madison with her quote about like being a snake.
Oh, I thought like you meant
snake only sheds its skin or whatever. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so you know what time it is.
Oh my gosh. 141:51.
Okay, so we are going to watch this week's episode. Feel free to watch or listen along with us if you are new to listening or watching.
I'm just going to grab something from the kitchen. I'll be back.
Yep. You got it. We will play the audio for the episode. We can't show the video, unfortunately. Wouldn't that be nice? But you can listen along. We'll give timestamps, and you can watch on Discovery Plus or Max, I believe. And the episode description for season 19, episode 6, Delivered Me from All My Fears, reads as follows. The Browns spend Christmas apart. Christine talks with her kids about her new boyfriend, David. In a heated sit-down, Kody blames Meri for the divorce. Janelle wants to settle the property dispute with Kody and move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
This episode, the Christine part of this episode is truly excruciating for me.
Trying to see if you can see my little scoutsies down there.
Oh, yeah, they kind of. Oh, she's under the couch.
She's there.
I dropped the lighter on the ground. I need to get it so this dog can see it. Sorry, it's all happening. Oh my god, can you see my ass? No. Can you see my ass?
No.
Okay.
No. You're gorgeous. Okay. So if you're watching on the Discovery Plus app, we're going to start with the episode intro with everyone. I was going to say saying their little line, but they don't say anything.
I'm at Meri.
Yes. And I am at 55 seconds on the dot.
Perfect. Okay. I'm actually at Janelle now. I went ahead. All right, Christine and Robyn.
We're in Flagstaff.
Oh, it's Christmas, Jody.
This Christmas is the first Christmas where I was just with one wife and her children.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Like,
why is he
at
saying
all.
that? Yeah, unequivocally, we all know that you spent last Christmas with Robyn and her kids because of COVID protocols, right?
Yeah, but then also was it 2 years ago where we got that, where the whole family did come to Robyn's, and then there's that, you can see in the background, Christina and Isabel are like glaring at Ariola because she's like the worst.
Well, that was Ariola's birthday, remember?
No.
Why is your chest all red? That one.
No. And what I'm thinking of is the super spreader event. No. That was her birthday. But
Yeah.
the Christmas, remember, and Robyn is taking pictures of Ariola, and Ariola didn't remember who Gwen was, I think, because Gwen had
yes.
So that was 2 years ago. So
right.
Last year that was their first time without.
Okay, we're 1:30.
Kids are waking up. We're going to open some presents. Doing my best to engage the family, to be happy about it.
Really, I'm sure.
Engage.
I'm sure the energy of this Christmas was real nice. Guess I'll do my best. Get up. Open presents.
Well, this whole thing is weird too. What he's about to say, like, oh God, okay. Let's get to it. And also, all eyes on Aurora.
Okay.
Right here, right now, in this moment.
It wasn't my first Christmas without everybody else, but
okay, the gifts on the couch, there are 50, just little trinkets. Aurora was holding like this little thing that looked like it was like gong, and she was like moving the little all of these presents are just bullshit, just random shit. Junk. So they're each opening one each, because this is all tiny little presents just sitting around all these kids. It's not even fun anymore. Here's another present. Here's a ton of
gifts. Lots. I mean, the whole couch is just covered with gifts. I thought Aurora had like a makeup brush on a mirror or something. I don't know what she was doing.
I saw
she's doing
because she was like rubbing around it. It looked like it was metal or shiny. It was like this.
There's stuff everywhere. And of course, if you look in their kitchen, just hoarded with shit all over the counters. Kody starts talking about how he and Robyn normally stay up really late Christmas Eve to wrap all the presents. Cody's not a big wrapper, but they normally wrap them. Like, how many gifts are you giving to each kid to wrap? Like this, I feel like your older kids especially, are you giving them just dozens and dozens of gifts, even though they're adults? Bye-bye. Did you ever get gifts like this?
No. I get a lot of presents, but they're all like little things, but it'll be like 10.
Okay.
This
just seemed excessive to me.
This is super excessive, and it's just junk.
And we're not even seeing. This is probably just their stockings.
100%. This is just her stockings. All right.
God.
it was my first Christmas without
150.
Meri. There's so much that's unwrapped here. That's Kody.
I love Robyn and Kody not reading the room here about how America doesn't find it cute that you waste this much money. So
yeah, like, that you have so many gifts. There's no way that over the evening hours and early morning hours you could possibly wrap all these gifts because there's so many.
But they think it's funny. Like, they're like, yeah, we like to buy gifts. What can we
That's
say?
Kody. Isn't he funny, everyone? It's just Kody.
See, that's what I like about this time jump here, because they don't know like how we're reacting now. They still think
we're gonna think it's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, Kody.
And now they're watching this like, fuck, why did I say that in the interview? That was like not a good temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops,
158.
I lost it. God damn it.
That sounded like you were swearing and it was bleeping you out.
Okay, well, hold on, Vamp, for a second here. This is. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, we'll find it. Here we go.
Right. Kody's about to say Robyn likes to wrap all the presents. Like she's the weirdo, by the way.
I found it.
It's a lot of work, so we're usually up way late.
So for Christmas this year, it's going to be Aspen and Mitch, Mykelti and Tony, and the babies, Isabel, Truly, and I. It's going to be definitely a smaller Christmas this year.
It's like, does Tony have to be there?
I know.
Does Tony have to be there for this? Like, why? Why?
And the babies? None of them. Deanne, thank you so much. She says, best flu ever I've had laying here with all of you, laughing my ass off. I love Mondays. Oh, hope you
feel better.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our period if that makes you feel better. Okay.
Join us, one and all. 219. Look at the difference of presents here, actually.
Yeah, but then they each mean more. Do you think?
Right.
Do you think any of Kody and Robyn's kids can even remember 5 gifts that they received?
Yeah, look at, there's so many people in this room. There's 10 people roughly, and there's not nearly the amount of gifts and stuff as there is at Kody and Robyn.
No, and Isabel, I think this is a bobblehead, and is this of herself?
I think so, yeah.
So that's like a cute gift. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I would do with that, but but it's like a thoughtful gift. It's not just some random bullshit that I saw on QVC at 2:00 in the morning. It's like something someone actually planned out.
Right. 228.
That's hilarious. It's a bobblehead. Wait, that is so funny. It doesn't feel, I guess, like Christmas because there's no chaos. I think that just getting used to being an adult without the Christmas that I grew up with is hard. The plan today is just to honestly hang out and play with the babies.
Ugh, that's fun for no one, I can promise.
Yeah,
you,
right. Oh my God, I can't believe I just watched
even the people who love Mykelti are like,
it's just all about Mykelti and Tony.
Yeah,
can I
no
just
one
say
cares
really
about
quickly
you?
I had a much more visceral reaction to Tony in this episode than I think anyone. I was expecting everyone to really come out and fucking rail on what a piece of shit he was in this episode. And I don't know if anyone else is meeting me where I am, but I genuinely, when I was watching it, it was such a visceral hatred for him. Just what a awful, just he's that guy, and just saying some of the stuff he says is so
doesn't
awful.
read the room.
He does read the room. He reads the room and says it anyway.
Because he and Mykelti get off on pranking people or making people uncomfortable. It's just who they are.
Well, it is pretty funny to bring up the fact that David's ex-wife is now dead from suicide, by the way. He doesn't say that, but you can tell once he mentions it, everyone in the room was like, what?
You're like, let's not.
Anyway, just a preemptive. I hate Tony more than anything after watching this episode. Okay, here we go, Mykelti.
Yeah, 252.
Oh my God, Jody. My fingers, there we go. North Carolina.
So, happy Christmas. I'm here at Maddie's.
Janelle already has a frog in her throat.
She needs her morning coffee immediately.
I don't know what to do here because my finger keeps touching shit and then it goes back to the fucking beginning. We're here.
So, happy Christmas. I'm here at Maddie's. What is it? She does all the Christmas traditions. They go see the lights with the kids. And I just thought it would be so much fun to be where the kids were for Christmas this year. Oh my gosh! That's
Cute.
Now someone gets to set up that huge train set.
I came up to Salt Lake.
Meri.
I'm going to spend it.
Okay, let's just pause for a moment with Meri and her friend Amber and Lisa.
Yeah.
What are those 3 gals drinking in those coffee cups?
What is the circumstance that led to this?
None of them have their kids on Christmas morning. Maybe they got Christmas Eve. they're separated. It's just going to be girls' Christmas. I think in that mug is some
Bailey's?
Ovaltine and
Kahlua. Ooh, Kahlua. Fun.
I don't
Creme
think
de
she's
menthe?
that cool.
Creme de menthe.
I was going to say like a peppermint schnapps and Ovaltine, or like a well, I think she really enjoys like an orange crush with Kahlua. I think that's probably one of her favorites.
But they're definitely drinking here. Also, like, God, this whole thing, it just seems so sad. And like, look, I'm the biggest advocate for you do not need to be in a relationship to have Christmas with your family, or just with your friends. But there's something so sad about just this scene. And Meri's like sitting on the floor of this.
Yeah.
And it's so forced and just like
forced,
and it just
fun.
Forced, and it gives off the impression of bottom of the barrel. Like, this was not the first choice. This was not Meri's first choice of how to spend this Christmas.
We've never seen these two.
And it's very loud. Like, I'm hearing very loudly that Leon is not spending Christmas with Meri a second year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's very
like
loudly
these
being
two,
said here.
Like these two offered, like they were going to have like a little Christmas thing, and then they like offered Meri to come, not really thinking or wanting her to come. And she took them up on the offer, and they're like, oh, great.
I mean, but those people on that interview, the notes to self and whatever, everyone said that like Meri is the person that you want to hang around with. Like, if she had a choice, she would choose Meri to hang out with.
I could see that, but I wouldn't want to be like her longtime friend, because I think she is the type that will become competitive or
clingy too,
or condescending. Yeah, like she comes on really hot and heavy. She's the cool girl.
Yeah, like no deep conversation. I don't want to know about like anything more than surface level. You can talk shit about your ex and stuff. Like, we can do that, but like I don't need to know any more than that. I don't need to know.
I also think Meri could be that type of person that like cracks a joke at your expense too soon. We're not that close of friends. Like she'd be something like, oh, okay, well, there's Jody, typical blonde or fake blonde. And I'd be like Amanda can joke and say that, but I don't know you.
That happens on Doughboys a lot. Like, people, when they do live shows, people in the audience will come up and they'll say something super shitty to one of them. And Nick is like, what is wrong with you? He's like, you are a stranger to me. That's Meri.
Yeah, exactly. Meri goes too hard. Okay, 319.
I had moved on a long time
forward with the official termination through the church where we had gotten married.
I had moved on a long time ago.
What happened here? Shit. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Here we go. I found it.
I had gotten our shades. Cheers. I'd rather be somewhere that people want me, you know? It's been a very fun, relaxing, if not kind of weird holiday. I became really, really aware, especially when it gets time to cook some of those foods that we've always had that I never participated in the making of. I'm like, oh, I had to look up a recipe, and then I had to try to remember what everybody did.
Okay,
so
we're at 4:35.
Kind of different, but anyway, it's been a really good day so far. Oh my gosh, she's smiling. There's a lot of just the small things that each one of my parents brought into the Brown family and added to the traditions of what we did around our holidays that are gone now, because my family, just the dynamic looks different.
Newsflash, McKelty, this would have happened anyway, because now you're all adults with your own families. I don't know what the fuck you were expecting. Yeah, and they're playing this sad Carol of the Bells song underneath. Like, this is not sad. Everyone's having a good Christmas.
And there comes a time in every single person's life where like Christmas looks different this year, and it's going to look different going into the future. Like, it just does. This whole Christmas thing to me is just silly.
Also,
It's a day. It's
if
fine.
McKelty's going to give a talking head about her own family and the history with her family, do we need Tony's fucking face and mustache sitting next to her silently during it
like a
this?
weird sumo wrestler.
He's just
I
like,
was gonna say with bug eyes, like, oh, this gross, stinky hair, and
yeah, go away. God,
yeah,
they
have
are
your own
so
family. Leave us
irritating.
alone. 5:02.
The best part of Christmas for me is that the kids had a good Christmas and they were having a good time.
Oh,
For
yeah.
my children's sake, I just need to focus on what's good today. And that's what I did. I think this will just slowly become the new norm. And that's okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, God, this is not that depressing.
Thank you, Janelle.
Christmas time. I have loved the years that we have spent together. I have loved all the memories that we've created. And people evolve. And we don't do that anymore. And that's okay. There's no way for me to know what each year is going to bring. It'll probably be something different every year.
Okay, well, way to make that the most depressing Christmas segment ever. God.
I'll probably get more and more lonely as the years go on. That's fine.
They could have played literally any Christmas song, but they pick one of the 3 minor key Christmas songs. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells. This whole segment ended on darkness in Flagstaff with the snow and some person shoveling snow slowly. Like, okay, it's not that deep.
Like digging a grave on Christmas Eve.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, God. Janelle's just having the time of her life.
Okay, here we go.
She didn't really talk too
6
much
minutes.
about people, but she started talking a lot about this one guy that she went on a date with.
All right, let's get this out of the way before we launch into this.
Please.
This is one of the most excruciating things I've ever sat through. And I will preface this by saying I've always my whole life been very weird about talking. I'm sure you've noticed this. I don't talk about if things are going well in a relationship, I don't want to hear about it. I don't talk about it in my own life. I'll talk about it if something's funny. Like the mole story, I'll tell that story again right now. I don't know if I can talk about it. This makes me irrationally uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I know you're much more normal and you love love. You're like obsessed with love. I can imagine
But take it easy.
Well, you are.
I've also been very am I like currently in love? Yes. But I also think I have like a very realistic view of it. Like
this is real. And again, we're happy for Christine. Of course we're happy for Christine, but still this whole scene. I think I might say something to her. If I was like one of her kids, I'd be like, you have to stop. Like you are annoying.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I can relate to Christine in this scene. However, how I went about like dating, early relationship, what I told my kids is completely different. And even like what I told my family and friends and whatever, not everything has to be an open book like this. And this is where she's going to start to lose people, us included, where we're like, we have to hear about David one more time.
And just like, and I get you didn't get to have this teenage love. I get that. I totally get that. But like, there's just something to be said by like letting that be your own thing. Like, I never talk about good things in my relationship.
And don't be that girl that like everything you talk about now has to be him.
Yeah, and like it's not as exciting to everyone as you. Like, let those moments exist for you and David. Let that be your own moment. Like, it kind of sullies it when you bring everyone else into all
your
of
kids.
Yeah, not your kids, especially when your kids tell you, I'm uncomfortable when you're making out in front of me all the time. And Christine goes, well, I don't care. It's like, okay, but it's still a level of just general respect to people. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way because this whole scene is rough. But then Tony interjects with his fucking shit. So
I agree, like, and disagree to a certain. Okay, we'll get into it as she's like sharing or whatever. Okay, so we're at 6:09.
Yep. All right, here we go.
I'm excited for my mom to date. She's never really dated before. She
fair.
Really date guys before my dad. She liked my dad, and then they got married. So this is her first experience, and it's really exciting for her. And I'm excited for her.
Here you go.
Oh my God. You gonna come play with Mama? What? Come play with me.
There you go.
I love you.
Yeah.
I've been
They're like
going
calling girls
on
like a
dates for about
dog.
6 months, just not real dating one specific person, but dated different guys for like about 6 months. One guy was very religious. I don't know how we ever matched up at all. I told him that I was a polygamist, and he was like, wait, what? Definitely are. And then there was another time that was sad. There was, I was on a second date with a guy. We had a great time on our first date. Then our second date, we started talking about, and I just started sharing a little bit, just about polygamy and things like that. And he'd never heard about polygamy at all. It was over. And I was like, whoa, this is serious. This is serious to some people. I'm just about 52. And the idea of dating is so weird. Then add the fact that I was in a plural family for 30-something years. You know what I mean? Like, they make...
Well, Meri, you're kind of burying the lead here because that's going to be stuff you will have to tell your new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's going to have to find out about the banana pic. So that's more what I'm thinking she needs to be focused on is, when do I drop that?
What photo were you talking about? Oh,
when
you mean
do
this
I drop,
one?
But let's discuss this though, because when I started dating, I was asking everyone, when do I bring up the Tourette's and the ankle and how bad my personality is? When do I let everyone in on that? But what if the thing that you have to let people know is the banana pic? What do you do?
Okay, so I'm going to say for Meri, men that she would be dating are probably not going to know the Google search criteria to find the banana pic. So I actually don't think she's going to have an issue with it.
Really industrial guy who just works out outdoors, is completely unplugged.
Yeah, the type of guy Meri's going to be dating is not going to be finding that photo.
So you just never
really
tell them? But that's the thing. Do you tell them in advance?
No, because I don't think they would find it.
But then what if he does? Then that's the thing.
In his 50s like that? I don't know.
But what if
then he's going to be like, I got something to show you. And then she's got to practice.
Because she's bringing up the catfish within 10 minutes of the date. I feel like the catfish thing is coming right up. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't even know if there's time for it to come up because I think Meri's personality may cut the day short, perhaps. I don't know if it'll ever
Boots
get
says
that
never
deep.
admit the banana pic, but then Meri says own the banana pic. See, I don't know. It's one of those choices, though. You got to do one of those.
I mean, if I were her, I would lean into it and be like, yeah, I was in a sexless marriage for a long time.
I guess I would 100% tell them, yeah.
That's what the banana was better than my husband, what else can you say? But I don't think Meri is going to be with guys who are internet savvy. She herself was not internet savvy enough.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yikes.
All right.
7:38.
That's what I'm interested in, just because that's what I've done for so long. Who's that? I know Christine, she told me a few months ago that she had hired a matchmaker. I don't know if she's found anybody yet.
Sorry, I'm pausing it. In all of these interviews that they're doing, I gotta hand it to Janelle though, because all of the interviews, there's always a few minutes where they ask Christine about David, and of course she's all gushy. And I have to give Janelle props. Oh, did you just wake up? I have to give Janelle props for being able to sit there and be like, yeah. Because I guarantee my face would just shut off.
I'm really excited for Christine. I don't know where it's going to go with this David guy. But...
I can't. Okay,
and you can tell she's getting over something. Her allergies are flaring up. She threw on a blazer. She's just okay, let's get through this. I need a cup of some breakfast tea. Pumpkin spice, that'd be great. Some pumpkin spice Earl Grey. Who knew?
All right, I'm going to let this go on, but I might put this puppy in her crate back there in a second. Let's see.
And it will have to be organic because I'm just not going to go into that. I just know. It's just I can't. Not interested in the dating.
Yeah, fucking get it, Janelle.
Scene. So if her moving on means finding somebody new, Like, I hope she doesn't.
My life.
Oh my God, can you see it's snowing? It just started snowing.
Can't see. Oh, and it's like 80 degrees here today in Madison, Wisconsin.
My
Go
period
figure.
started and it triggered the snow. It's
Oh.
Christmas.
Christine's life were separate and private from each other.
8:12.
I would expect that she'd be dating. It's really none of my
Pause.
business.
Leave her. Go.
Sure.
Babies, Mitchell! Hello. Isabel just went to pick up Truly. Thank you. When I decided to start dating, I was just nervous. But I wanted to date and I wanted to date. And so I contacted a matchmaker. When I left Kody, I decided I wanted to find someone who was bald and had tattoos and drove a motorcycle and stuff. And just
Cute.
I feel like that's a little bit of retconning, though.
It's what?
I feel like she's retconning that.
What does that mean?
A retroactive. It's like when it's like in Friends, you'll find out 10 seasons in that something happened and I think she's saying, I think she knows what David looks like now, and she's like, well, I always wanted a bald guy who's about, he owns this truck, and he's
There's always like that bad boy part. Like, I agree. Like, I like that. Like,
consider David to be a bad boy type.
Her David? No.
Yeah.
But
also Kody had a
Christine's version of
motorcycle.
bad boy, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but he's
not
not
like
a bad boy.
tattooed and like, like she wants a man this time. And that I get. Like I told you, I'm going to see a lot of like similarities and differences in this scene. But I do totally get where Christine is coming from. Like, she wants a fucking man to like toss her around and make her feel like a woman, So, hey, if David Woolley in his soft, high-pitched voice is able to do that,
like he does in a soft
God
high-pitched
love her. All right, 8:45.
Really, honestly, I thought that sounded just extremely sexy. Have a seat. Yeah. You want us to talk before Truly gets here?
I can already sense Aspen's energy walking in was like, okay, yeah, hi, all right, Laura, how are we? Do you want to talk?
She didn't know cameras were going to be there. She threw on like this little hat because she's like, oh shit.
Mitch is like,
let's
I'll
go
come,
to
but I'm
this.
not saying anything. Yeah.
Truly's going to be there. So just like, whatever. Don't say anything about her glasses.
Truly's the funniest part of this scene, though, because Truly has clearly heard all of this 700 times and she has blocked it. Like, she doesn't even hear it. It's just
doesn't give a fuck.
No, does not give a fuck.
Nope.
Oh, shit. Jody. I'm going to have to just get Discovery again.
We're at 9 minutes, if that helps.
You say so. No, it does, but hang on. I'm just gonna bite the bullet. 9 minutes, you say?
Yes.
I can't actually touch the scrolling.
Mitch and Aspen are walking in the door.
Got it.
The dating app. My wife. Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
There we go.
Isabel just went to pick up Truly. Thank you. When I decided to start dating, I was just nervous. But I wanted to
went back a bit.
I wanted to date. And so I contacted a matchmaker. When I left Kody, I decided I wanted to find someone who was bald and had tattoos and drove a motorcycle and stuff. And just to find something so different. But really, honestly, I thought that sounded just extremely sexy. Have a seat. Yeah. You want
Here we
us
are.
to talk before Truly gets here? Yes. Do you have anything you need to tell us before Truly gets here? No. Do you have anything you need to tell me before Truly gets here? Tony, do you have anything you need to tell Mom before Truly gets here?
No, I'm waiting for Truly to get here.
What were your guys' first impressions of David? There.
Oh, I like him. That was like the most unsmooth transition ever.
That was not.
What the heck?
David's my boyfriend. I met him online, and we met in person for like about a month after we started talking. We met in person, and the date went great. He was just charming and kind. His eyes were amazing, and he was everything that I was looking for. And then we went on a second date, and I told him everything, blurted out everything, and he already knew about polygamy. He'd already heard about it. And I'm like, you don't want to be a polygamist, right? He's like, no, I'm a monogamist only. I'm like, okay, well, that's good. So what are you guys' first impressions with David? I let him hold my kid. That says a lot. I don't let everybody hold my children.
Shut up. No one wants to hold your fucking kids.
Kids.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I like how he survived.
Shut up.
No, I don't. You want to talk about that? No, because his wife died.
His wife died.
I know.
It's aggressive to bring this up, and it wasn't
not your place. Not your place.
He's just, why do you have to say the most crazy thing you can bring up right now? Why do you have to lead with that? And also, Tony has a pillow across his chest. I just want to point out. I think he's good with kids. It's cool that he survived. What a weird way to say that, too. Like, survive?
Get out. Gross. Get out of here. There's a camera crew and family over. Could you take a shower and sit the fuck up? Like, he's so gross. Wouldn't you be like, we have a camera crew coming over. This is going to be like aired across the world. Do you mind showering, doing
Put
something?
your hair up, though. Like when I haven't showered, when I haven't washed my hair in a couple of days.
How many times do you and I, after we do our hair, like, ugh, you know?
And just how you could hear McKelty go, I don't think we need to talk about that. And Christine's like,
not
no,
your
he's
place.
like he just. And then he's about to say that, no, he reminds me of Kody, which at this point, I think I would say something shit. I would be like, Tony, stop.
Yeah. If I were like Aspen sitting, I'd be like, you remind me of Kody right now.
Yeah, you're Kody.
Someone say something to McKelty and her piece of shit husband.
Do you
like
think
someone needs to say, do you understand that your husband's inappropriate at things?
In the watching that you did of this, are you getting an idea that McKelty's annoyed with Tony? Like, are you feeling that? Or are you feeling that McKelty's like, oh no, that's my husband, he's mine.
Yeah, that's my type. That's my type. Yeah.
Because I feel like she's kind of trying to control the situation a little bit, because she says things like, maybe you should expand on that a bit. It's like, I feel like she knows that he's inappropriate and she's trying to kind of manage this.
I think she thinks people, like, there's some people that don't like him, but there's some people that are just like, oh yeah, Tony, he's so sister wives. She's oblivious. If McKelty knew what people thought, she would, never have her face seen on the show again. They love this. They love the attention.
Well, I hope that somebody lets them know, like, no one wants to see you two on camera. Like, we love seeing the kids, but like, not you two.
I don't like
left him with 8 kids. And
10, 20.
He didn't get addicted to gambling and drugs. And he made it.
It's like a weird thing to say, right?
Decent kids. That's hard.
It insinuates that Kody gambles, which is what I've always said.
Yeah, but what about the drugs part? There you go.
I don't know what that was. I think Tony wants to make it seem as if he's like very worldly. He knows about this. No, he doesn't. No, he does not.
Honestly, like if I were Christine after this scene, I would go up to him afterward and be like, I'm really
We don't talk about David's wife. Yeah. Just don't.
And like, why did you say that he reminded you of Kody other than to hurt me? Why else would you have said that? And other than to say
to get a reaction, because that's just who he is. What I would do if my partner or my kid or anything said something like that. That is what I would.
He reminds me of David. He reminds me of Radu.
I would say this to my siblings. I would say it to my children. I would say it to my partner, my mom. I would shoot back with be like, well, you're the one who looks like Kody right now.
Oh,
absolutely.
I don't think I could have kept my mouth shut in the moment. I would have said that was really upsetting.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
But no, 1032.
And he has 10, he has 9. He has 9 grandkids. His wife passed away 11 years ago.
Oh, good. Hayden's here.
Thank you. Babe, you can actually sit over there by Mitchell too. David and I have been on many dates now, and it's only been a month. And it just feels right. I'm 50. I know what I want. I know what I had before. This feels totally different. And I dated enough guys in the past year to know what I'm looking for.
You have?
So I consider 8 a lot. A lot of guys to go out with. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not double digits.
What?
Shut up.
You want to know?
Well, you know why Tony said that? Because he's trying to remind us that he
experienced so many flavors of ice cream, which no, he didn't.
Also, I think 8 is a lot.
I didn't go out.
What?
I didn't go out with 8 guys after my.
I didn't go out on 8 guys.
Now,
that's
more power to her. Like,
emotionally.
if she's ready to like go out and date, like I'm all for like doing whatever you want to do. If she wanted to date freaking 30 guys, more power to her.
Oh, yeah, just the emotional toll it takes on me to go on a first date is not even worth it to go with 8 guys. But the thing that makes me nervous though, she's like, I've never felt like this before. I didn't know it could be like this. But if you look at the book, I think that I could argue that she did feel like that with Kody. She didn't realize that Kody wasn't into her until like after she read the book. So I think she did have this feeling. She thought that her and Kody had this. So I guess what I would want to say to Christine is, well, but still, I know you're happy, but like, just wait. Like, just wait. You don't know him at all.
Yeah.
I know you've gone on however many dates, but you don't know him though. So just relax. I know it feels good, but you also felt like this with Kody. And I think you're forgetting that you did used to feel like this with Kody.
Well, she doesn't need to tell her kids everything.
Well, that's for sure.
And when people are saying 8 guys in 6 months, like if she's gone on 8 dates in 6 months, that really is not a lot. That's like a date a month. If you're looking in 6 months, I guess I'm just thinking.
Was she saying 8 guys? I think she said 8 guys.
Yeah. So maybe like if she went out, well, some of them were only 1 date.
8 dates.
Yeah, I'm with Jay Schwa here. It's a lot, but it's not a lot. It could be way worse. It could be,
Well, you know whose opinion I want the least on that is Tony Padron.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way Tony has been on a date with more than 8 people. No way.
McKelty's probably the only person who's ever gone on a second date with Tony.
100%.
Who the fuck is not blocking his number the second they get home? Throwing their phone into the ocean.
Yeah, Tony was abstinent, not by choice. Like, it's very easy for him to be like, oh, I was a Mormon and I was abstinent, no sex before marriage, because no one's wanting to fuck you. It's really easy to do that. Ugh. Okay. This is exhausting. The whole family talking about mom's dates.
2 dates besides David. I'm 50. I know what I'm looking for, but
Truly, can I ask you a question and get an honest answer from you?
McKelty, don't do this.
What? Like, can I get a legit honest answer? What is your question? What do you think about David?
Truly hates McKelty too.
It's funny when I get along with him. Good.
Even Truly's like, God, McKelty, you are weird.
Yeah. What is the fucking question? Yeah, like her voice cracked. She was so angry.
She's like, I was like in my game, or what's she doing? She's reading. I think
she's just totally gonna find out if Harry Potter got through the warp time space continuum and Hogwarts.
Sounds like Harry Potter. All right. She hates McKelty. The whole family hates McKelty. Even like Keaton. Even the ones who are also annoying don't like her.
I like him.
Mitch is like, he's
like him. He reminds me of Kody. Oh God. Oh,
you asshole.
That's true.
You gotta expand
Such
on that,
dick
Tony.
move.
He's like from the same generation for sure. All this.
That's not what you meant. Now he's scrambling for an explanation because he didn't actually have an explanation. He just said it to be an asshole. He just said
he wanted to get. Yep, he wanted to get a reaction. He thought it was going to be funny. No one laughed. And everyone's like,
and now he's trying to waffle his way out of it by being like, "Oh, they're about the same age,"
which is not a thing.
Are they? Because is Kody that much older than Christine? I don't think so.
Well, it's just not a thing. Tony just sucks. Like someone should have just shut him down right here.
I want to grab that pillow off his lap and just be like,
"No, it's a fucking boomer talk." Yeah. Like yeah, don't try to be small and cold.
He's not a boomer.
He's totally a boomer. Are you
kidding? He's not a boomer.
Oh. Okay, he's 59. Wait, he's 59.
59.
Does that make? Yeah, no.
16 years
That's
ago.
the same as you, right, Mom?
No, Mom's 50.
I'm 50. No, I know how old you are. I mean, it's the same generation as you.
That's like Cold War stuff, man.
Husband's trying to help her. Like, not a big deal.
Shut the fuck up. He keeps talking.
He's funny because what's her face? McKelty entertains this. She validates him, and so he keeps doing this.
And then he's like he's a
I guarantee they watch this and they laugh at like their own thing when they're watching it. Like, oh, we really did great. We really did great.
We got him. Yeah, no one knew what to say. Do you see that?
We're just like wild. We just like say the things people are thinking and they don't want to say it.
And Tony's like, well, he's almost 60. Hey, Tony, time's a ticking and you're going to be 60 one day. And I promise you're not going to look anywhere near as good as David does. Or be anywhere
he's
near
so
as
busted.
cool.
Yeah. 12-15.
I think I'm older than you think. See, I'm not a boomer, and David's only 5 years older than I am. So I don't think he's a boomer. I'm not a freaking boomer. I'm not a boomer.
I don't know why this is a conversation.
Yeah.
My mom's a boomer. Is David a boomer? Is
Technically, he's a
Cares.
boomer.
Am I dating a boomer?
Why
So
does that
David's
matter?
a boomer and my
Not a
mom's
thing.
a boomer. David is 8 years older than I am. 8.
Who cares at this age?
Yeah, it doesn't
All I
fucking
know
matter.
was like the 80s are my jam.
Sure,
Like
Meri.
I loved the 80s. Like I hear 80s music now and
I mean, when I picture Meri, she embraced the 80s hair for sure. With like the big
Mhm.
swoop
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
Her wedding was like an 80s spectacular.
Yes, Kody and the white tux.
Yeah, even though that was
He's gonna-
1990.
He's going to talk about music here, but we know what he was singing on his wedding night. Take it away.
Whoa, no.
Go
I
ahead.
won't. I shan't.
all over that.
Okay.
Gen X, we're the feral generation.
13
What a
minutes.
Great time to be alive. You know, like you're a teenager in the 80s, you got music videos, you got fashion, just like there's so many amazing things happen. Duran happened in the 80s.
You got
Okay,
music
Kody.
videos,
One song.
fashion out the yin yang, and Duran.
Tell us all the other cool things in the 80s,
Name
Kody.
one other thing.
Name them.
Name them.
Name them.
Name one more
Name
band
one
from the 80s.
cool thing you did in the 80s.
He's
As
like,
a
yeah,
group,
it was the feral generation.
Yeah, with an actual friend. Tell me about that Duran
Ken.
concert that you went to.
With Ken, with Asian Ken.
I'll wait. Sure.
Who's the guy that he was in he did that picture where they're in those big pants? Was that Ken? Remember there's a picture of him like as a teenager with his friend.
They're
were each
wearing the
a
same
pamphlet?
pants as missionaries. I think it was Ken.
Maybe. He had another friend from like childhood, his like missionary partner, I think. Either way, that he's wrestled with all of them.
They did it missionary style. It's a joke they had together.
He was
Haha.
58 when we met, but then he had his birthday, so he is 59. I tease him about his age all the time, though. It's great.
He's about it more when he's 60.
But Christina's enjoying talking about this way too much.
I know.
So I knew after our first date that this was something that I wanted to really invest in. My kids, it's going to be too soon for them. But it's important for me to know how my kids feel about David. But however they feel is not going to end my relationship with David.
Well, that's kind of a concern, though, because if your kids are expressing concerns, you should probably listen to them.
Yeah, but they are all adults.
Right. So she should listen to them. And they've also experienced Christine.
Okay,
they're
hold
like,
on. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So if Tony and McKelty, they're her children, are giving her advice, we don't like him.
Well,
Or not even we don't like him.
Tony and
put on
McKelty.
purpose. They're adults.
Okay, but they don't matter. If Isabel and Aspen are like, I wouldn't, you know what? I wouldn't say it doesn't matter at all what my kids think.
Like I don't know where I fall with like Christine and stuff on this because they are adults. And like think about her specific situation. She was in 25 years of like not a good marriage with someone who didn't truly love her for who she is. Let's say she falls in love with David and they get married and it doesn't work out and he's not who she thought she was and she gets divorced. Is that any worse than the last 25 years that she just lived?
No, as long as he doesn't like strip her of all her money. I think that would be my only concern probably is make sure you have all your financials in order. And then, If they break up, then I mean, fine. People break up.
Right.
Part of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
protect your financials. Know that like you'll be okay going into it. You'll be
Yes.
okay coming out of it if it doesn't work out. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
My ex-husband's mom, after her, like the love of her life passed away, she went through a string of dirty Johns and it was very difficult to watch. And like she was left with so much money and it was just her moving from like a castle in like Paradise Valley down to like an apartment, with nothing wrong with an apartment, but it was just like watching what these men did was just so that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah. No. I can see that too. It's just like there
and
are
her
going to
kids
be
told her, and then it all happened exactly the way they were saying it happened. Anyway, that's just luckily David seems fine. So far there hasn't been any like indication that he is anything but the greatest guy.
Right.
And those eyes, Jody. All right.
Sure.
We're right at the commercial break, right?
Mm-hmm. And we're going to come back to Salt Lake City at about 14:30.
each other. Who said it first? Him, of course. What? Oh God. He said it first? He didn't say it first.
I hate this.
I said it right after them.
Okay. And we're back.
Good. Isabel, I think, if you don't mind, I think that what was your initial reaction of David? How do you feel? Because I think that out of all my kids, you're taking it the hardest. Can we be honest about that?
Wait, really? Is he?
I'm not taking it all hard. I said you're taking it the hardest. I'm just moving slower.
I also think you're taking it the hardest.
Anyways.
Well, nobody can stop what you think, Tony. Stop interjecting.
Yeah. McKelty, check your husband. Give him a swift elbow to the fucking left tit already. Like, my God, someone nudge this man.
If you're just listening to this conversation, everyone's having a conversation, and between each person talking, Tony's going, what? No, I don't think so. I agree with that.
This is mother and daughter talking right now. Can you shut the fuck up?
You barely go here.
Yeah. There's a reason you're sitting on the end of the couch. No one wants to sit near you because you fucking smell and you have your shoes up on the fucking couch, you disgusting pig. Yeah, and we meant to wear tie-dye today, by the way, but I'm glad we didn't. Yeah,
I don't want to honor Tony anyway.
No,
can you just keep piling pillows on top of Tony until he's just hidden?
Yeah, by the way, I think my chair is slowly sinking down because I just looked and said, like, yeah, Tony. God, you're so stupid. All right,
I'm sitting on a full wood chair and my ass is throbbing. All right, let's do this. I'm going to touch this.
14:35.
I don't need that anyone else. Maybe. As happy as I am for her, I think that there is like a strangeness in it just because I've only known her as married to my dad. So she's divorced. She's only been divorced for a little bit. And so it's a little, I think, just strange. I thought it was fine. I do, however, think you guys are moving so fast.
Agreed.
So fast. I proposed to Tony before 2 months. I'm not talking about you right now.
I'm not talking about you right now. Yeah, say it louder, Isabel. And also, I proposed to Tony. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you and Tony supposed to be like the pinnacle of like good relationships? Because like,
yeah, if you don't want any of that,
yeah.
The sheer volume of pico de gallo that we go through in a week, sheer volume. Yeah. Also, of course, you proposed to him after 2 months because
we go against the grain of what society.
Exactly. And by the way, yeah, John, we're still here. John's comment, Eponymous City, you're still here.
John, we're only 16 minutes into the episode. Oh my God. Danielle.
Yes, now this is fast, but this is maybe why you don't share it all with your kids. On the other hand, if Christine is certain and she's an adult and this is her life, then go for it. But she should also be prepared that some people are going to say, this is too quick. We're worried, whatever. So like, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So like, if you're cool with it, just know some people are going to say, no, it's too quick.
No. Danielle, the SE Realtor on TikTok and our good buddy made a post about like, well, she was kind of glad that Tony and McKelty were giving it back to Christine because of how Christine kind of gave them a hard time about their relationship. But I would argue that whole juxtaposition of how Maddie and Caleb were treated compared to McKelty and Tony, I don't think it should be that we should judge Christine for being concerned about Tony and McKelty. I think it's more that everyone should have reacted like Tony and McKelty about Caleb and Madison. I think everyone should have just been wary about all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Madison, are you sure? Because he's closer to our age than yours.
Yeah,
Or
wait,
you're
wait,
so
Madison, we're
simple.
actually related. So, like, can you?
Yeah. Do you want to do like a DNA test just in case, though? Make sure there's something down the line there, bloodline.
Yeah. Wait, when he was babysitting us, were you guys together? That no. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
wanting
to make sure.
Okay, here we go.
Mom,
Nailing it.
this is all fast. It definitely is.
15:05.
I think it's harder for some siblings than others.
If Christine's wanting to date, she should have been dating. In my mind, it's like whenever she felt like she was divorced.
Yeah, you're so chill.
Sure.
It's also like
Cool.
you've never been physically affectionate with somebody before.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got Dad and his other wives, and you're not going to be physically affectionate in front of them.
Well, Dad and I really never were that physically affectionate anyway.
Yeah,
How is that with you guys seeing me physically affectionate?
I like it. I think it's healthy. Isabel doesn't like PDA from anybody though.
I'm super happy for
Just
you.
in general.
It's weird.
just being comfortable.
I'm happy for you, but I'd rather not be in the same room.
Should we kiss?
I think
Oh my
that's
God, in front of our
totally
kids?
fair.
It's a whole new world for them. And David and I just don't care. And our kids
Okay,
are just gonna
now
have to use
pause
to it.
here. This is okay. So I know you're gonna hate this, but I actually agree with Christine here. And I know like PDA can be very uncomfortable for people. Now, I'm not talking about like, people making out in a restaurant or like, they're whatever, fucking each other in the public pool, that kind of stuff. No. I was like not affectionate at all with my ex. Like we never were, whatever. Remember you even saying like you thought it was really weird we didn't have like nicknames? It was just like first name, that's it. I think it's probably very similar to like what Kody and Christine were, even though they would say love or whatever. No one wants to see like heavy, super affection. The reason Isabel is uncomfortable with it is because she never saw it, which will mean Isabel, like that was me. Did you ever see your parents, your mom and dad, like hugging, kissing? I never saw my parents sleep in the same room. Did you?
No, I don't think that's what this is, though.
Well, hold on. I think like I want my kids now to see what a healthy relationship looks like. Sometimes we hold hands. Oh, when we're excited to see each other, we give each other a hug. We give each other a kiss. Not like, blah. But like, no, you can be affectionate with your partner, doing nice things for each other. I think that is a good, like, sets a good example for kids to see.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Gross is a whole other thing.
I hold hands with the guy I'm seeing. I kiss him in public. I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think that Christine and David are doing the whole like,
yeah,
I think it's very like,
Alicia
okay,
there's a limit. On the other hand, like I do come across TikToks sometimes, and I am like, I'm like, I waffle here too, because I've seen TikToks that I feel the exact same way, where it's like, when you find love again and you've been through some really hard shit, like, no, this is your time. Like, don't hide it. Like, who the fuck cares if it's going to make a random stranger uncomfortable that you're like laughing and giving each other a hug in the grocery store?
That's not what they're doing. I guarantee you that's not what they're doing.
Right. So that's just where I am. If it is like more than that, or they're like tongue down each other's throats, then like, obviously you don't want to be doing that in front of your kids. I don't do that in front of my kids either. Like read the room.
But like, especially if your kids are saying it makes me uncomfortable, tone it down at least. At least tone it down.
Yeah, but
everyone in the comments.
Yes,
it's
yes,
and
and
I don't mind kissing and holding hands and shit. But it's the okay, like we get it.
Yeah, if you're making out, totally different story. And I'll be totally honest, my mom's 81. never, I mean, when my parents split up, 30 years ago, like they never, neither of them ever went on a date, never wanted a date. It would be weird as an
Yeah.
adult
Oh yeah.
seeing your parent affectionate with someone. Are you weirded out if your mom and Ron are affectionate?
No.
Okay. See, like, I think that's good. Like, you also don't want your kid to be like weirded out by affection. I don't know. I'm just like totally in the middle here. But I don't know. I mean, they can all like Peyton can get used to it. He works at a fucking strip club, for Christ's sake. Like, you're fine. Your mom is happy. Just leave her be.
I think that Christine is being very performative about it, and it's probably
that is
bordering
probably
more on
she's probably like
disrespectful to other
lover.
people. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. 1555.
It's 1732.
And Kody and I were always very affectionate. I just was uncomfortable with PDA.
I can just touch the whole screen. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay.
Of everybody.
I don't have to touch the pie.
Personally, I think
1602.
there's a limit to PDA, whether you're a plural family or just dating, you know, like nobody wants to see, you know, hey, go get a room. You know what I mean? Like, be respectful.
I hated PDA because I had 4 wives and it was just always.
It's the wives' fault. I hate PTA because of the women.
Yep. They would all like, it's their problem, not mine.
God.
Right. I actually, I like doing PDA now.
Ew, he's talking like a kid with a boner.
He's like, actually, I like PTA.
Gross.
You doing
Like,
that
Keaton
face and
and
leaning
Robyn are probably
forward,
disgusting.
the sun coming in made you like, oh yeah. I love PDA.
God, I see the clock and I'm like, the little dots, they're coming.
They're coming. Yeah, my old office was like that. I feel bad for Robyn because I actually don't think that Robyn is really into PDA, and I think that he's just constantly pawing at her.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what you get for telling your best customer you want a honeymoon marriage, bitch. Guess what? He's going to be clawing all over you. So
That was
love
another
that for
thing they
Robyn.
mentioned in that Notes to Self interview was that Robyn never lived fucking polygamy.
Right.
Handsome Alice had a honeymoon relationship with Vagina Daddy her whole life.
Right. Which is not a typical marriage.
No. 1 second. I'm just going to put this puppy in this crate because things are.
You got it.
All right. Gotcha.
You got it. Your comments are all amazing, by the way. Everyone seems to be in agreement. Like, yeah, affection is good, but Christine is even saying like she's laying it on thick. It's a little bit much, but I do think it's very damaging. For example, I'm going to jump back to Ginger Snamp's comment here. Kody was never affectionate with her and called her gross, meaning Christine. I can imagine having a man finally wanting to touch you would be amazing. Like similar, I would say I was in a similar situation. It's totally different. Like you don't know what you don't know. And Christine probably is the type who just wants to be like coddled and touched and taken care of and all that. Great. I'm sure Truly is maybe oblivious to it and the older kids are not, but like, hey.
I don't think Truly's oblivious to it. I think Truly kind of just lives in her own chill fucking world and she's like, it's fine. Yeah. I got a couple more years left with this.
Yep.
I was thinking the other day how sweet it will be. We've already talked about this, but just if it ends with David adopting Truly, please let it happen. Please. Oh, the poetic justice.
Great.
Oh, Walter.
That would be great. Okay, 1635.
So the other evening when you were over and David was here.
So weird.
Yeah, it's really
so
weird.
Weird.
We were just sitting there.
I don't think it's weird.
Yeah, my mom always wanted more physical affection from dad. And
McKelty keeps saying, we don't think it's weird. We don't think it's, I think it's healthy because they're saying we're really affectionate.
Yep. Well, and to your point, Tony and McKelty always have to be the contrarians.
Yeah. I think it's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gross.
Yeah. 1652.
She didn't really get it. And so now she's going to have one person to herself who she can have
physical affection with publicly as much as she wants.
Do you think this is long term?
Yes, I do.
He's cool. Are all his kids on board with you?
Oh yeah, big time.
I gotta go.
They took us on a date, like his oldest kid, like
Yeah, because she watches Sister Wives, which is a whole other weird part of it.
I want to try that chocolate. I think Isma's got to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta leave. You guys try that chocolate.
I love you. Tell me how you like it. Sorry, you can go. Okay. I just think it's okay also that you're having feelings about this. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it's not like a crazy thing. Like that you're. I think what you're doing, how fast you're going, it's okay. And I'll get used to it, and it's okay to get used to it too. But it might take me. But I'm doing fine now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Mom,
Yeah,
acknowledging it's going fast isn't us telling you that it's bad.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
just,
not-
I think this is good,
it's
actually.
observing.
Yeah, this
It's
is
just saying,
very good.
Oh, this is going really fast. It's not telling us to. It's not us telling you to stop or slow down.
Oh, good, because I wouldn't.
It just is going fast. It's just us observing. This is arguably Mom's first boyfriend ever. So I think they are moving fast, but it's also completely okay because this is a brand new experience for her at least.
And I told him, I said, there's a lot of extra kids in my life, and I want you to meet all of them, and Janelle and everybody. And he's like, I'll meet whoever you want. The second date that we went on was the date where I told him everything.
Even though he already knew that bothers me. That always is going to bother me.
Polygamists. It was such a relief that he understood polygamy. We have said the magical words to each other, but it only took us a week. What? Oh, I was going to high five you.
She didn't need to tell them this.
No, this is not anyone else's business.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be saying like when you said I love you.
Because like, what is
That's
the person
silly.
supposed to say? Like, oh, that's good. Huh.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what a
Thanks
reaction
for sharing. Like, I just don't think that's important. You don't need to be sharing that with anyone. When you said it, how soon? Nope.
And it is a little soon.
It is, but like that's why maybe you just don't share that, and maybe you tell people a year from now after you're married. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But like, yeah, read the room.
Don't drop that into the middle of a conversation that is specifically about how fast you're moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's not the best
good
time
idea.
Who said it first?
Kelly.
1845.
What? Oh God, he said it first.
He did say it.
Sorry. Thank you for everyone in the comments because I was nervous about this episode. I'm like, I'm going to come off as such a hateful, man-hating bitch in this episode.
No.
Okay, but everyone else is like, yeah, no, it's too much.
Yeah, the amount she's sharing is way too much too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do this and know like this is going to be a lot for a lot of people, just don't disclose everything. You don't have to share it all.
I said it right after though.
I want Mom to be happy. I want Mom to be safe. And I'm
My mom,
and telling
not
me
mom.
Yeah, I know you hate that.
She's happy, and I think she'll be okay.
We sat down. I went through and met his family, and then we sat down off to the side, and he just pulled my chair next to him, and he just pulled me into him, and we just cuddled. And I thought, everything is crazy all around us, and I'm like, so everything's going to be crazy all around us, but right here we're going to be calm. And I legit felt calm for the first time in my life. And I put my hand on his heart, and it was racing so fast. And my heart was racing so fast. But it was like a breath. And
see, I just think that negates that moment. I think that's a moment that you just have for yourself. Like you don't, and with your kids. And then here's McKelty and Tony going, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't like this. It's too much. Like, tell your little falling in love story to each other. No one else needs to know this.
Or like at the wedding or at like your 10-year vow renewal. I remember the moment I fell in love with you.
Yep. As Coffee Buzz says, the rest is still unwritten.
In return, Brianna.
Smooth.
Aurora tuning up her guitar.
Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze.
My period is hurting so bad. Like it's just sharp. It's sharp. It's sharp and deep and low.
Oh no. Okay, let's do this. 1940.
And I would do this for the rest of my life. It was
So
the most
saccharine.
amazing memory,
All right.
experience,
And our souls just synced up. And our heartbeats synced up. And I realized I was in love with him.
All right. Let's regroup here, please.
My whole life
All right,
is married.
great.
She has said one thing, and I felt a vibe for another.
I'm going to try to go ahead. Oh, I did it. All right. I'm at North Carolina. Yeah.
You got it. All right.
Oh my God,
2034.
By the way, I was seeing people in there being like, Amanda, get a stylist. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't have one. And it's because I have fake nails on.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I had to move my chair to try to get out of this like laser beam of light.
At me. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to continue to kind of move around though. I think.
It sure will.
It's fine. Here we go. We're in North Carolina.
A window facing west. Okay. 2035.
Thanks. Walter White, I love you.
It takes a complete, like I have to like, yesterday when we were cooking and everything, it was hard for me to settle down. But now I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. This is good today. I'm here, Savannah's with me. We're always talking about where could we get property? What about the property in Montana? Because we loved it there.
My opinion is if we find just a plot of land, it's just so amazing that we gotta have it. And let's buy the
wish that one wasn't 40 miles from
and then we can start working on building the house, our house together.
Maddie and Caleb and I, we realized that we both kind of want to do the same thing. I have kids who want to have a piece of property. We would never be real farmers. Like we're never going to be real farmers. It'd be awesome, but we'll hobby farm around and maybe we'll.
Meanwhile, Tata Farms
in a garden, and maybe we'll grow something.
Can I say what okay, so like this conversation is about to turn into like a little bit of Kody bashing. And guess what my favorite part of it is in particular? Set the scene here.
What's your favorite part?
The best part of the scene is that Caleb is participating in the conversation. Like that's
Old Man River.
Yeah, they're discussing getting in this house because like realistically, Caleb and Janelle are probably facing retirement right around the same time. So they're like, we'll have our house. This will be perfect. Also, Cody's
Caleb's looking at his Social Security benefits that he can tap into soon.
Match up with Janelle's here perfectly. Also, Mandesha up there said, "Have I looked into getting spayed via hysterectomy?" Is that like, can I do that? Can I do that? Then I don't get my period.
Everything's free in Canada. You should look into it.
I have a pap smear on Wednesday. While she's in there, should I just be like, can you just scrape it all out?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm gonna have to reschedule that, won't I?
A lot of OBs or OBGYNs will still do a pap if you have your period. I would call and ask, but a lot of people still do it.
Things are about to get pretty bloody. All right, we're
they see it all. Okay, right. 2125.
The property in Montana is exactly what you think of when you think of the West. It's sagebrush, knee-high, all over the place. There's a little creek that runs across it, which is very rare in the West. And it's just cute. It's just perfect. I talked to your dad, and I just said, I want you just to buy me out. And I think that was interesting to him. That your dad doesn't take action really fast. I can tell it's like everything's falling down, and then he finally gets like, so you probably want to make sure that I'm actually going to still consult a lawyer.
Good.
We still have the property in Flagstaff, Coyote Pass. We're going to split it 4 ways. And the last I talked to Kody, he says he doesn't have his part of the money to pay off the property. I have my part, and it's just sitting there. It's really up to Meri, Robyn, Kody, and I to pay it off. Look, all of my quote-unquote retirement, all the money I've saved, is tied up right now in these properties on Coyote Pass. I have suggested to Kody that he just get a loan and finance me out, get my portion out. Because when we're pooling our efforts and our resources, then all of a sudden, so much more becomes possible. I'm so ready. As I'm living in this apartment in Flagstaff, I'm so ready to be somewhere that I can choose which furniture I want permanently.
Why can't you do that in the apartment you're at right now, though?
Well, like what furniture is going to go where you live, you know? I would do
the marble square table, obviously.
That's true.
That goes. That's with her.
That high boy.
Yeah.
She got her money's worth out of that thing. That's for sure. Yep.
A way to settle somewhere. You know, I can remember it was right after we
23 minutes.
This, and I just had this perspective change where all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and wait for Kody. And if I sat around and wait for him, nothing ever would happen. Nothing.
Oh, here's Kody going to Meri's house. This scene
my
was
God.
upsetting.
Mary's place. We're going to talk about our divorce.
Watch how he just walks in her front door.
What?
Watch how he just walks in her front door.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice.
He doesn't.
Is Robyn in this episode?
No, I think.
Oh, no, we saw her at the beginning. She was talking about Christmas. She's got to
God.
keep a stiff upper lip and put a smile on my face.
Okay, 23:30.
My whole life with Meri, she has said one thing, and I felt a vibe for another.
His dumb work gloves.
But I felt like I've been.
I'm not going to sit and accuse her of gaslighting. Well, I hope not, because you don't know what it means. And every time you've ever used it, you're using it incorrectly.
Right. And that's exactly what he does in this conversation is gaslighting. Meri's like, but
that's what this whole conversation is.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaslighting to Kody just means arguing back with telling him he's wrong is gaslighting.
Presenting any alternative fact is gaslighting. I love how, every time I go forward to emphasize, it's like, it's great. It's great. I'm going to have to look into that one. Okay.
All right, here he's
23:44. Watch him.
I don't know where she's at ever.
Oh.
Oh, hi. Come on in.
He's wearing his work gloves.
The door. He opened it himself to let himself
Meri's like
in.
going to reach for it and it's like opening at her.
Amanda, when I tell you, if my ex were to even touch the handle on my home,
right?
Like the authorities would be called. You do not.
You'd be petty as fuck.
But this is the delusion of Kody that like he thinks it's still okay. Just like let himself into Meri's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
that's insane. I wouldn't let myself into your house. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you specifically were like, I can't get downstairs, come on in. You wait for someone to open the door. Like that's
I don't walk into my childhood house that my dad still lives in without like being like, I'm outside.
Yeah,
just walk in.
Open it up and go in, you asshole. Okay. 23:55.
We're out of the property. We ended up talking about our relationship. After that, I ended up moving forward and taking the steps through the church that we were married in to terminate the marriage.
All right, let's go ahead.
I'd like you to meet.
All right, we're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yes.
That's
and
right.
yes, Catherine, he did leave his shoes on, which is crazy.
Yeah. Someone else's home. We're at Christine's house, and it's going to be 24:38.
I hope we talk more about David.
Nancy, our therapist, told me to make a list of qualities that I was looking for in a husband that was super important to me. And it was like a good communicator, someone who was going to be present in my life, someone who wanted to be around my children, someone who was attracted to me, just a list of things. And Kody wasn't any of the things on the list. I told him the list, and he's like, I'm not any of those things for you. I said, no, you're not. Dave and I have been dating for about a month, and he's
just get through this.
He loves his family. Family is his most important
for sure.
to him. He's owned his own drywall business. He has a reputation of being honest and real with people, and he's really a great communicator.
I mean, right there, he beats Kody. Job, honest,
talks.
Nice.
No, not even just job talks to me.
Yeah. Yeah. A month. They've only been dating a month at this point.
Bravo. 25:20.
Okay. Here he is. What a reveal.
I don't like that. Hey, baby.
Hi. I would like you to meet David.
Ta-da.
My boyfriend.
Can we do another take on that, maybe? We're like, please give him another take. He's like, ta-da. And then he immediately goes, I'm not happy with that.
He's a little awkward.
Which is fine. I actually think that's kind of a green flag that he's awkward on camera. Unlike Tony, who from the beginning was like, yeah, I remember Katya is going to get married and everyone can just put their house for a third mortgage or something.
Oh, yeah, to mortgage his amazing wedding.
We need chess pieces. We need chess strewn throughout the whole thing.
4,000 street tacos and chess leches cake.
Oh, God, we're right in the middle of that season. God, this is the best season of Sister Wives ever. Serious, on our Patreon. Get on that Patreon, guys.
25:45.
We're adults, so I feel like love of my life, but that really is a lot. But this is David.
I'm your burrito.
Okay, that's probably inappropriate.
What did he say?
I'm your burrito. I don't get that.
Find your burrito?
I'm your burrito.
And then she said that's inappropriate.
Yeah. I don't...
Is he talking about his penis? I feel, yes, I guarantee you that's what it is, that he has a bigger penis than Kody, and that's a joke, because why else would she say that's inappropriate? Kody's is a pencil, and his is a burrito.
Ew.
Is that, why else would she say is that inappropriate? That's inappropriate.
Like I wrap you up, maybe? Like I wrap you up in...
Why would that be inappropriate? I think it's a penis reference. I think it's a sex.
I don't think his is big.
Jody,
look at him. I don't think he is.
Sex talk. They're talking about sex.
But I don't think he has a burrito.
He might. He's kind of short and stout.
Okay, let's.
You never know, Jody.
Let's be truly in this situation and just like tune it out. All right. Exactly. 25:58.
He's like
Unicorn, you're my unicorn.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
My name is David. I am from Salt Lake. I have 8 kids, and my wife passed away about 12 years ago. Started dating, I gave up about 8 years into it, and then 3 years afterwards, she messaged me on a date site, and here we are.
But that's not how it happened, because your daughter saw that Christine was single and then went and told you and then helped you make a dating profile. So I don't like that. I don't like knowing that when they went on their first date, David pretended that he didn't know she was a polygamist. I really think the best move would have been like, just before we even like to get this out of the way, I do know who you are. So that just gets all that out of the way. I
think they should just say like, we met on Tinder, or Plenty of Fish, or whatever. I don't think there was like a matchmaker site or something. I don't know. I think they try to like play it G, and then now the stories are all kind of overlapping and weird. It doesn't matter. You're fine. Like, we know everything about your stupid relationship. We're happy you're happy, but we don't need to know all the details.
I know. No one
wants to know any details like this for anyone. Ugh.
Third date, I was like, 26:25. Friends on me? You didn't kiss me about my life.
Yeah, you're aggressive. Like, boom, we're all on a date. Wanted a kiss.
Like you didn't kiss me on the second date.
Desperate for some affection.
You were desperate for some affection.
Okay. Specifically from you, though. Okay.
If someone didn't kiss me on the first date, I would ghost them for the rest. I would never talk to them again. Like I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, oh, that's nothing then. It's not.
Third date is a little long, but
I think first date. I think sex.
No, that's why I'm saying. I think third.
Sex needs to be discussed on the first date.
Waiting until the third date to like kiss, I think, is kind of crazy if you're like that into each other.
Especially when you're already like an adult. Kiss. You're not even religious anymore. Like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? It's fine. Just kiss him or fuck him or do
or
whatever
just
the hell you want
ask
to do.
To see the penis on the first date. Like,
I'm not into that, but hey, I mean, if you are, then you are. I don't care. But yeah, like this is silly. This like third date kiss stuff.
Well, they're gonna let us know more details. Here we go.
Great. 26:45.
All right, we're done. We're done.
Nope.
The lights are pretty.
Here, they're driving around. They're driving around. Okay.
Thank you. And I'm like, well, what? I mean, you didn't kiss me on our first date, so I'm like,
First, second, no. Third date, it was a makeout session.
We didn't need to know that either.
You're really, really special to me.
Stop calling him baby. I don't like
I
it.
at least suspect.
Oh God, I forgot we follow them to the date. Okay.
especially I left after 1 week. You, however, you are blessed.
No, when you see something good, see how well you are with your kids. I love it. Everything about you. I like your craziness. I like everything about you. You're perfect for me.
Your eyes are what got me first.
I remember you saying that.
I know.
By your eyes.
Ew, I don't like that either. That just ended on Christine going.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I wonder. I didn't look at myself while I was doing that. So, God, I hope that looked.
I blinded myself because I hit about 37 rays of sunlight as I was leaning into it.
We're in Flagstaff.
Flagstaff, 2757. Kody still has his coat on.
What's going on with you?
Is he wearing the heart of the ocean?
Oh, I'll be up in Parowan.
2810.
You gonna move there and live there?
I am now.
I mean, we had that discussion about where our relationship is at.
After you made it very clear that you weren't interested in working on a relationship with me.
Well, don't blame me for not loving you.
Okay, well, I do have a slight bit of empathy toward Kody here, in that he's sitting here and he's like, this is going to be a conversation once again about how you let me down. And he's just like, well, I guess I'm moving to Parowan now. Because of, when you tell me
I know I never said I would, but
like he's literally coming over here to relitigate this again
and to be like, okay, so we're done, right? Like done, kaput. We never need to see each other again.
I don't know how to talk around this. Ace and Caitlin's Patreon from probably a year ago. They have information. I don't even know how you'd find this, but they're privy to this conversation happening. But it ended on a good note, and it seemed like Kody didn't want to leave after this conversation. Like they were getting what I'm saying is I think that this was very staged, just like him and Robyn's conversation. Because once the cameras were down, it was better. But I think that this is very staged. But once again, Kody's getting worked up in the conversation because even though this is scripted, he gets too carried away with the actual conversation, and then he gets mad and heightened.
Well, Kody's always going to want to leave it with Meri wanting him. He still wants Meri to want to be with him. He just still doesn't want to be with Meri. You know what I mean? Like. This is exactly what he wants. He wants to leave and for Meri still to pine after him.
Yeah.
And he assumes that she will.
Which I think she probably is.
Yeah. Okay, 2830.
Blame yourself if I don't love you, okay? When I'm in love with a woman, that's her fault.
This is so weird.
This is so weird.
So what happens if I'm not in love with a woman? Is that just my fault? If I'm mad about a woman, passionate, want to serve her, want to rub her feet, want to carry in her groceries, if I want to buy her jewelry, if I want her to feel special all the time, if I'm in love with a woman, I think that is her fault.
I honestly hated hearing that more than hearing about the PDA, honestly, because him saying that he's describing how he is with Robyn, that he rubs her feet.
Yeah, he rubs her feet. He brings in her groceries. Also,
yeah. Oh,
you mean you carry the groceries in after she's planned what she's going to buy, drives to the store, does all of the grocery
You did
shopping.
what any human would do if they saw someone struggling to carry in
Wow.
I told a story a few weeks ago where I was doing an Instacart drop off and a little kid came out and helped me carry shit because that's just kind of a thing you do. You don't have to be in love. I don't think the kid was in love with me. Carrying her groceries, buy her jewelry.
Yeah. No, what a guy. And congratulates himself. About carrying in the groceries, because that shows love.
Ew, I
Which
feel
means
bad for
he
Robyn
wouldn't
in
even
that.
care. Like, this means he wouldn't even carry in the groceries for any of his other wives when they were
didn't
married,
treat him
'cause he
good
didn't
enough,
love
and
them.
they were not good sister wives.
2907.
All I did was acknowledge the fact that he told me he was not interested in working on a relationship.
You want me to own it that much?
I'm not
I didn't say
saying
I wasn't
anything
interested
about
in working on it. I did say I could fake through it.
Yeah, I'm not interested in faking.
It's not me saying I can't work on it.
Oh my God.
To make me own it. That's really not
I didn't
where
know
this
we were
was.
having a fight here. I did not know that this was a fight conversation. Because I'm not open to that.
It's not.
It's not. Shut it down right now.
It's an accountability conversation.
Sure you will, Meri.
We agree.
It's an accountability conversation in which you are refusing to take even an ounce of accountability. They're not even talking about anything heated here.
Oh, he will not.
He won't even say, "Yeah, you're right.
Crazy.
I was the one that kind of."
We should have had more honest conversations earlier. I could have treated you better. I could have told you sooner. I'm like chasing this light around.
Yeah, I know. I've been
running from it.
No, he.
it really is crazy.
It's all her. His argument that he's dying on this hill now is, I said that I would fake it. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't maybe one day work on it. That's the argument.
Like, you're just assuming. So I guess if you're the one leaving, then you're abandoning yourself.
And Meri's like, I didn't realize that even this was going to be a fight somehow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
2945.
Relationship isn't going to progress.
You're right. We did.
Okay.
He's crazy.
You had a part in it. I had a part in it. I took the steps, and we're done.
Moving on, moving forward together.
What? No.
There's no moving forward together.
Right.
Okay. I used to hang out with Meri and Kody before I even married Kody.
I'm glad she says this.
And they always were just goofy together. They had their arguments for sure. We were in it for the long haul. We were figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of emotional growth, I think, that came from all of us trying to figure out how to work with family around all the different personalities. The breakdown of mine and Kody's relationship is definitely not all on him, because I definitely have my part in it. And I don't think that he likes to see that he failed.
Yes.
And if you didn't want to fail, maybe you shouldn't have married the wrong person 1 or 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Nobody won here.
I never would have thought we would be here.
Yeah, me either.
I got a special phone call from a special person. I got a call from the church.
Couldn't even say it.
Yeah. And he's being such a little bitch about it. I got a special call from this.
Everyone is saying the same thing. Like, he can't even follow his own argument. He's trying to keep up and manipulate Meri in real time in this conversation, and he can't. And you can see just like his face is even like, well,
I'm just gonna pee really quick.
Okay, so let's say he does need Meri's money. That's true. So I'm just gonna read some of your comments because you guys are so freaking funny. Brick Gal, these women were his bread and butter. So true. He didn't want them to leave because he'll have to find a way to support himself and his true love. Absolutely true. Chew that says just go home and rub Robyn's feet and shut the fuck up. Absolutely. Betty, I love that you notice the same thing, that his gloves match his coat. It's like even just like it, but it's like the accent that matches the coat. Like
Robyn helped him with that.
Purposeful.
Thank you for letting me pee. It was not happening. All right, here we go.
Okay, go for it. 3113.
account of abandonment. I just don't believe that that's true at all. She was never abandoned.
He knew it was happening. He could have been involved. He could have gone to the meeting with me. I know that they use the words abandonment, and he really didn't like that. Most people don't like what is truth.
Why'd you move so quickly on it then?
Quickly?
It's 35 years.
Are you insane? This is the slowest breakup in the history of the world.
This goes to show you, like, Kody has never had a job, anything that he's on like a deadline for. Like, this is insanely slow timing for the rest of the world. But to Janelle's point, it takes him forever to do anything because he's not smart. He can't think through everything how everyone else does.
He doesn't have a structure or idea of a schedule or structure. So he's just like, no, it was really quick the way that happened. Out of nowhere, Meri.
Yeah. There's like, I mean, we could go back to the catfish at the latest. You know what I mean? Like, we could go way back before that. 3150.
God, I'm sorry.
This has been a long, slow, and painful process. I married you in 1990 because I was committed to it and I loved you.
Basically, the statements are all of this.
You will not put those gloves down.
Yeah, he's going to do like a D'Artagnan. How dare you say that to me, you, and then smack him. That's from Waiting for Guffman.
You can choose, but I cannot.
Who said that?
When I was called and told about our
termination.
That's bull.
See, now he's getting Meri riled up onto his side, but that's not what happened. The guy wasn't like, oh, you're well, good for you, Kody. You weren't allowed to leave. The girl was like, it's not true at all. You can leave.
Yeah.
Men can leave.
Right. But he wants to be the victim because guess who he's married to? A professional victim.
Right.
So
well, he's lying right now to Meri. He's just straight up lying. And he's
only way he knows how to deal with it. It's the only way. And now Mary's going to look crazy. 32-16.
And that is so not. I agree. I would have rather you have told me, Kody, years ago.
I felt compelled to always stick it out with Meri, even though the relationship was terrible. I remember when Sonny and Cher got divorced when I was 6, and it rattled me.
Oh,
I do not
hold on. Wow, you guys, let's take a moment. Kody has witnessed the collapse of the marriage between Sonny Bono and Cher. Truly Grace Brown, totally fine with the fact that her dad almost killed her, neglected her, abandoned her, hates her mom, divorced her. She'll be fine. In fact, she'll be so fine, she doesn't even need to have a place to come sleep at Kody's house because she's so fine with this. Kody was rattled
to the core when he was 6.
Still remembers it.
I don't think I've ever been rattled by anyone's divorce ever. Have you? I guess I would have been rattled by Scandival if I was even watching it at that point. I'm trying to think of a celebrity breakup.
Cody was more rattled by Sonny and Cher than I was being beaten on a divorce.
I was actually pretty rattled by your. I was rattled by your breakup. I was pretty, yet not
as much as Kody though.
Not as rattled. Oh, I'm not comparing it to Sonny and Cher.
No.
You and Dave were not Sonny and Cher, Jody.
No, yeah, this is awful. How can you get past this?
God.
32-35.
Holding on a little bit because I know damn well that I don't want to be in this relationship. And I know damn well.
He's doing that
Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Janelle. And I know that Christine did me a favor by being brave enough to leave.
He's trying to, when he talks about Christine, he really has to check himself. I think she should date. Why wouldn't she?
Even though it kills him. It tells him everything she does. So now in his little tiny pea-sized brain, he'll just support her. Because he can't think of anything else to do.
Well,
he has no
because Robyn is saying, Kody, it's going to look better if you just say that you support Christine. And if you're like acting, I think that the sun has actually just pulled up a seat right in front, right outside the window front.
It is like
It's just here.
There's like pools of water behind my eyelids that are just amplifying the sun's reflection and rays. So I'm going to just turn this off for a moment, and I'm going to try to close these blinds in such a way that
okay, go for it. I'll play this. I'm going to go ahead because we're just with the commercial.
Okay, let's see where we're at here. Okay, slightly better. Try, you guys.
I'm not going to offer him a lot of information. With me, with Christine, with Janelle, you know, they've left him. They've separated their relationships. Like, they're going to have lives that he doesn't need to know about.
Thank you.
I think that realization is going to be a little bit hard for him.
Listen, it's confusing from day one.
That's sad to me that our relationship was so confusing. That our relationship was so confusing after the first year, the second year, the fourth year, or whatever.
I wish I wouldn't have ever married her.
There it is.
Remember when we saw that in the previews and we thought that can't possibly be in context?
No,
he's talking about Meri in this conversation.
Well, I mean, that's definitely going to help heal some relationships between, you know, like he and Leon.
Definitely Leon, yeah.
Yeah. Or really any of his kids, because here's the thing with Kody. He never knows like where exactly he feels because he's just trying to win an argument.
Yep.
So
it's just whatever straws he can grasp at.
That's why it makes no sense when, you know, it's like, oh, I wish I never married her. But then he'll also be like, I tried, I worked on it. So
I actually never said that. In fact, I said I did love Janelle. So there. I wish I never had
Oh, they're saying it looks like I'm looking down into the pond when I'm looking at my phone. But it's not a pond. It's not a pond.
Okay. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I thought you meant because of the reflection on her face. It looked like the sun.
That too, probably. 3405.
I married a woman that I just didn't love so much.
As they put up a picture of them looking lovingly into each other's eyes at their wedding. Like TLC is editing the shit out of this.
We're not dumb, Kody.
No.
And because whatever I did was never enough.
That was
He's psychotic.
Yeah, no.
This marriage was on the rocks. The entire marriage. And how would I know that?
Well, you were part of it. You were 50%.
You were one of the two people involved.
Who else would know, Kody? She obviously didn't know. Beginning. So 34-36.
With Christine, with Robyn, and Janelle and Christine didn't survive. I should have gotten out of the relationship 25 years ago.
Ooh.
I don't know who this guy is. To say the things that he's saying now, this is not the guy that we were married to.
I wish you would have made your choice sooner.
My choice was always to stay. Had I wanted to leave sooner, I would have left sooner.
You don't get it.
Well, you did kind of try to, though, with the catfish, and if that had been a real person, you would have been gone.
You do like potassium quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
as we can see in this
banana. You tried pretty hard, though. You went to Disneyland with her and everything. But that's all right, Meri. Whatever helps you. She's
whatever you two want to tell each other.
You had a part in it. I had a part in it. Right? And Kody's like, wait, what do you mean? Explain that. Expand on that.
Yeah. I should have never married you, but none of this is my fault. He's gonna go home so confused and like headache.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what he did.
Wasn't willing to discard them. Didn't want to
discard them. Didn't even know I was in terrible relationships. You don't know you're in a bad relationship. You just think you're in a normal relationship because all your friends have the same problem until you're in a normal relationship that has deep emotional intimacy instead of.
I think that's called like enmeshment. That, like what you and Robyn have isn't necessarily healthy either.
The whole thing is built on Vic and trauma bonding, even though they both don't really have a trauma. Self-inflicted trauma bonding.
Yeah, you and Robyn, yes, you love each other. Yes, there's deep emotional intimacy, but that is because you two isolated yourselves from your family.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even so much of a love as it more as a just a full dependence, 100% dependency on each other.
Yeah. Especially for Robyn. I mean, she really has nothing.
I don't know, though. I think Robyn would be more okay on her own than Kody. Kody needs... If he lost the one...
Robyn will never work. Robyn will never earn a paycheck in her life.
Okay, but if Robyn finds a guy... If a guy comes and sweeps her off her feet, she would leave in a heartbeat, I think. I think Robyn's rotten to the core. I think she would leave in a heartbeat. And it can't be fun to live with Kody.
No, it can't be fun to live with. I guess I can't imagine that scenario because I can't imagine another man like falling in love with Robyn.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Okay,
she's a lot. And now she's got 5 kids.
And all of the girls are exactly like her. The 2 boys seem to be wanting to get the fuck out of there. But like...
Yeah, I think she's sticking around. I don't think she'd ever leave Kody. I don't.
God, can you imagine dating one of the dating with one of the boys? It might be worse to date Solomon or Dayton, right? Would it be worse to be like Aurora's boyfriend
Robyn as your
or
mother-in-law?
Girlfriend, Solomon's girlfriend?
No, there's going to be some big issues there.
Ooh, God.
No, thank you.
I hope the show never goes off the air. I want to see all of it.
35-44.
Some people call it F and F, and the second word is fight, or F and F, and the first word is fight.
Gross.
That doesn't.
Some people.
That just
who.
He's about to say a word that I don't want to hear because it will change the word and the actual thing for me forever. I don't want to know that he says this word.
Creates orgasms.
Just do it. Why is he so disgusting? Why does he have to like take that from us?
He's going so technical with it. It's just for orgasms.
Why?
Ew.
I don't want him to just throw that word around willy-nilly. Look at you. You're like closing up your shirt. I get that same feeling where I'm like, I just feel
I don't want it.
Violated. It is like it is like hearing your dad say that word. Orgasm. Because it's like when a movie comes on and people are like really like fucking and your parents are there.
Oh,
like
there's nothing worse than that. I imagine that every time he comes, he just blows a full fucking load and like leaves it in.
Ugh.
He just he's just like get it all in there. Like that's when he says stuff like that, it makes me think of like, why is that such an important thing to dwell on? I just feel like I think it's just like when it happens, it's just like an event and they just have to lay there and soak in it. Are you frozen? You're just
no, I'm just I was
sorry guys. It's just that's what happens.
No, I'm stuck in a place where I am trying to figure out like why and where he accessed that comparison or like this little story. You know, like where did that come from?
Some people call it F and F. People call it what the first word is wait, fucking and what's the F he's saying?
Like fighting and fucking, yeah.
No one like says why? That. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Like it was his goal. He read that on like the Manosphere Reddit, and then it was like his goal. He's like, "Oh, that's good," and he knew he was going to have to work that in somehow. And so that was this moment where he's like, "Oh, I know," and now I'm going to say orgasms.
For everyone who's mad at me in the comments, you know I'm right, though. Tell me that that's not exactly what happens. Oh,
we're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence and Meri's orgasms.
Quick name a Nick Cage movie, Jody.
Face Off.
That's the best one. Come on here as well. Give me the bunny. Right.
Oh, God. Okay, 35-55.
Marrying the wrong person because you don't know.
Walter, come here. I love you. Come here.
Meri is so confused. She's like, what are you talking about?
Come here.
Wow. Okay. Because you married me at 6 months, you married the wrong person, and you just didn't know.
I'm not even saying that, Meri.
That's what
We're
it sounded
breaking up
like.
now. Does it mean it was the right person or was just right at the right time? I don't know. I can't philosophize this.
Yeah.
We could philosophize it.
Yeah, please
together.
don't.
Yeah.
All I know is that you and I have different time stamps on when we weren't happy anymore.
Okay, so now you're divorced.
And also,
What is the problem? If you both agree on that, then great. The legal is done. The church is done. Like, what is your problem?
and he did say something kind of nice there, which should have been his narrative from the beginning. Was maybe it was just the right person at the right time. Maybe it was just was at the right. Why doesn't he just stick with that narrative? Like, well, at the time I did love you, and now it's great. Like, why can't he just say that?
Yes, somewhere along the line, we got off on a different page. We fell out of love with each other. We're different people now. We grew, you know.
Happens to over 50% of marriages, Kody. This
Just
doesn't
say
make
it.
you less of a man. This doesn't.
Yeah, to be like, oh, I wish I never married.
And she's being
Then
nice.
Then you wouldn't have met your wife. You wouldn't have met Robyn.
Or
you wouldn't have
had a bunch of your fucking kids. Any of them other than Robyn.
She wouldn't have married you because you wouldn't have been a polygamist, and she wanted a polygamous family.
That's all she ever wanted.
Right. 36-33.
Marrying the wrong person and not having the decency to tell her until 32
Well, you should have
later.
also like gotten a clue, Meri. So Salt Lake City.
Oh, we're back to Christine and Steven. Oh, Jody.
There's no threats of anybody else. It's just me. Isn't that weird to think of polygamy as a threat and the other women as a threat to your relationship?
That's not weird. Everyone else thinks that.
Yeah. It's not weird to anyone but you.
That's why we watch the show. Actually.
Someone to kiss on New Year's Eve.
Nothing wrong with seeing affection. Nothing wrong at all.
Like Kody and I never really were affectionate. Even when
You
we were
need
just
subtitles.
together, with the two of us, we really.
That's a really good point.
No, like thank God I have subtitles on now because I'm like, what? Yes.
But also, like, who cares? Let's just finish this.
Sure. Better than Kody.
No, like we are.
Oh, I can do full screen on this. That would have solved literally everything. Well, that's good to know.
Oh my God. All the time.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know I liked being affectionate so much.
I felt like Kody and Robyn were soulmates. I feel like today they are soulmates. And just like last week, I realized, oh, this is how soulmates feel. Okay.
Oh, stop doing that.
Now I know why Kody really wants to be over Robyn's house all the time. This is how they feel. Of course, I would never want to leave David. I would not want to go stay somewhere else. If a polygamist were to find a soulmate and have a soulmate relationship with one of their wives, I don't know what that looks like for their family. Because how can he have a good relationship with his other wives if he has a soulmate relationship with one of them?
I really do care for you.
Kelly.
You're a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, a little scared about where it's going, but I'm good for it. I'm 100% on.
Me too.
Because you're too good to be true.
Same.
Yeah.
It's a little scary. It's a little scary because you're
it's
too good
scary.
to be true. It's because it's too good to be true, right?
Yes.
That's why it's scary.
Yep.
How can we be soulmates so fast?
We just clicked. It was just something
Scary.
there. It was just I knew it was real. You know, the second time I seen you, I really care a lot about you.
God, I love you.
So I'm excited to where this is going to be going to. I'm really excited.
We are moving fast, but we're not going to slow down.
Oh God. While I was watching that, I was thinking in my head, like, I'm gonna have to have this conversation like kind of soon. And it made my stomach and my period cramps hurt even more. Like, how long can I go with it before we acknowledge like what's happening here? I hate when you do this.
What?
I don't talk to you because then you immediately go.
Because I'm happy for you either way. If you were like, I am going to be a hermit, I'm never opening my door ever again. I'd be like, I love you. I support you. That's amazing. That makes you happy. And if you were like, I'm getting married tomorrow, I'd be like, I love you. That's amazing.
I would hope you wouldn't. That would be insane. All right, let's do this.
3918.
I'm in a really good place.
Yeah, you seem like you're in a great place.
Peaceful about
our
situation. He doesn't.
Sit down.
3930.
Dan are really, really, really mean. He clearly has a lot of internal that he still needs to work on here.
Where we are now is I actually like you.
He's such an asshole.
Fucking
asshole. Well, I didn't for 6 years at all. I was trying to be.
I think it was more than that. Be honest with yourself.
No, I don't even know. But it's like move from that point to get to the right place. I have no idea.
I'm not going to go hang out at Christmas. I'm not your wife anymore.
I do have a wife who says that Meri is our family, and
well, then your wife's a bitch and doesn't care about her.
Yeah. Also, what a lovely invitation. Well, I have a wife that says you are family. I guess. I guess you come over. Ooh,
like fuck Robyn. Fuck Robyn. Was I don't know why Meri didn't say in this case. Did Robyn go to her ex-husband's house at Christmas with the kids?
And does Robyn see how hurtful this is for me? Like, does Robyn want me to be hurt?
Yeah. Oh, so Robyn really doesn't give a shit about me then.
No.
I'd be like, well, tell Robyn we're divorced and I don't want to go over. Tell your wife that then.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're almost done here. Kelly, stop doing that.
40-23.
I normally just disregard her opinion.
Oh,
no, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. Really? You don't know me if you think that I'm not a man of my own mind.
See, now Robyn does completely control him, but he does not want people to know that. So now he's like back redoing this, going, no, I actually don't listen to Robyn. I actually don't give a shit about her opinion. And you must not know me if you think that. And Meri's like, what the fuck are you trying to fool here?
Yeah. Oh, Robyn doesn't control. Okay. Should we go back to the COVID conversation?
Do you think that Kody doesn't think that Robyn controls him though? Because that's how good Robyn is she does it in a way where she makes him think it's his ideas.
I think it depends on the situation. I think sometimes he does know that it's Robyn, then other times she will manipulate it so that he can think he's the big man in charge.
Yeah. Elise says, I'm not sure he does know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it really
Robyn's
depends.
good, I gotta tell you. If Robyn was smart, like intelligent, smart, she could like really teach like a philosophy, like not a philosophy class, but a class on, I don't know, psychology.
How to make people your best customer.
Yeah. Of all the people doing MLMs in this family, how is Robyn not in charge of an MLM?
Yeah.
I guess that's what My Sister Wives Closet was supposed to be, though. They tried to turn it into an
Maybe she was a ghostwriter for that book, The Rules. You know, like make the man think that they're in charge, you know? God. 40-43.
You're a man of your own mind. I also know you take into consideration people's opinions.
I don't know how we define ourselves with each other from here.
We're exes. Let's be real.
Yeah, and your co-workers, I guess, because you both have the show.
Okay.
I just wish you knew how amazing of a person I really am.
She didn't need
I'm glad she said that.
Oh, see, I disagree.
Oh, you don't? I think that was a good thing to say. Like, it's not just me, Kody. I'm like awesome.
I just think it's lost on him. It makes
her
her
I'm glad
look...
she said it. She's at least saying stuff back now.
I wish he were the type of person that would even remember that she said that, but he won't. But you're right. Like, if it was for her, that's great. But he's not even going to remember. Like, that was in one ear, out the other before she was done with the sentence.
The second those gloves are back on and he's in his car, like, this conversation is out of his mind for the rest of his life.
Oh, he's going home to Robyn and he's going to have this orgasm. And the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, he's going to work up that orgasm on the rage drive home. Robyn, I got a big load coming for you. Get ready.
Gross.
You were the one that brought that one up.
Oh, okay, 4111.
And I don't want another loss. I mean, bon voyage. I just have a life, happy journey. I don't know what to say besides that, Meri. I just hope that in the future, Meri will call me when she's got something fun to share. I'm embarrassed that
you won't answer if she does.
Yeah.
Have created contempt and contemptuous enemies.
He loves that
I'm
word.
sad about that. We'll see. I just do not know what the future holds here.
Oh, we do. Okay, next time on Sister Wives. Thank God.
Yes.
Whatever.
So when we married in our church, it's not a big deal. Like, I didn't even have a dress. My wedding day and my reception was not about me.
Oh, yes, of course.
Perfect. He said what he wanted to do and he done it.
Hey, Nathan's back.
I was going to say, if you notice, cross-eyed Nate is there helping Meri, which is very interesting.
I bet there was a lot of laughter. Meri was trying to put a mat down. Oh, it's a comedy of errors.
Yeah, Meri, hire some movers. It's about time. All right, let's just do one professional move.
I think she just genuinely wants to do the moving part so she can be in charge. The movers are gonna. I feel like she's like rude to the movers.
Yeah.
No, and put on a smiley face.
Oh, here's Gwen's engagement. Yes, thank God.
Are engaged? Not engaged yet. It's the end of January. We met at the beginning of December.
It is moving extremely fast. Faster than I think I would like.
Oh, that'd be so cool to have a wedding here. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It makes me just a little bit uncomfortable.
Maybe don't bring your kids to that part.
That is where they got married too.
You know what I mean? Like, go look at them, but like, if you know your kids are not ready for that, just don't bring them.
You just know
it's a TV show.
She's just in the background of the whole thing, wearing her transitions and her toque, just like, yeah, right, yeah.
It is a TV show. And if you like TV shows, hey, smash that like, guys. Just little thumbs up. Smash that like. Let's do it. Almost 4 hours in. Come on.
This was like the worst episode of the season, and for some reason it was the longest. But we needed to.
I know. Check out our Patreons. The links are all on this page. Thank you guys so much for just being hilarious in the comments. We both go back and read the comments. You guys are so freaking funny.
And please leave a real comment. Go stay around and leave a non-live comment because it helps our algorithm. And of course, go now quickly and like Pod and the City. And I was saying last time, you don't have to watch it, but you should because it's good.
Just subscribe. Have a good time. We love you guys. Amanda, I am not going to touch anything.
Okay.
I'm going to get out of the sun's rays. And next week, same time, same place, noon central.
It won't be as long next time, maybe.
Guys.
All right. We love you guys very much. And you know what? You're all adults. Bye-bye. Well, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for joining us today on our We Love to Hate Everything channel. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Give us a like or even a comment. And click on that bell if you want notifications, because you never know when we might pop up and go live. Please check out our other 2 podcasts on Patreon, where we snark on even more TV, movies, and pop culture. We got Total Request Podcast. That's patreon.com/trpod. And We Love to Hate TV. Patreon.com/LoveToHateTV. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.